Greed, global truth.
Let this marinate for a minute. You pay 30% of your paycheck on federal taxes. Most states take out another 10% for state taxes. You pay about 8% of your wages for property taxes and 7% sales tax on anything you buy at the store. About 55% of your check is gone before you ever see it. You're required by a publicly ran government to pay a private company to put insurance on a privately owned vehicle that you drive on the road that you pay taxes on also. Then you need to make sure you go pay taxes to register this privately owned vehicle to drive it on this public roadway. You're not forced to have health insurance, but if you don't pay it, you're forced to use the emergency room like your personal doctor's office if you want to go to the doctor. Fuel prices have doubled as well as grocery prices. Mortgage rates have also doubled. But here we are, America, greatest country in the world, right?
What's going on, everybody? It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. The book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 6 tells us, you have sown much and bring in little. You eat, but do not have enough. You drink, but you are still not filled with drink. You clothe yourselves, but no one is warm. And he who earns wages to put into a bag with holes. That scripture jumps right off the page because that's the day and age that we're living in. And the writings are all over the wall for this place to completely implode. It looks like that Babylon is falling and life as we know it will come to a screeching halt. And when I say life as we know it, I'm talking about the civil liberties that we're used to. We are on the brink of a retail apocalypse. 2025, the year of the retail apocalypse. Now, those who have chose a side, meaning you chose the side of righteousness, there's nothing for you to worry. But if you are lukewarm, the Bible tells us to choose this day whom you will serve. Now, you're going to find out that the Bible breaks down a lot, and we're going to get into it, brothers and sisters. We are going to get into it. We got some sources to go to. We got some scriptures to go to. Run them likes up. Share this video. Let's get to it.
Too much American dreaming and Hollywood scheming, living life with no reason, just lying and scheming. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. I knew some two-bit hustlers and petty schemers, living life in treason and never found meaning. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. He met the devil in the form of a private dancer, out in magic throwing dollars and swiping plastic. Shorty plug with the rappers and trappers, credit card scammers, shorty wild scandalous. Whispered in his ear and said she had a plan that make more money than he ever had. She just need a line of credit, come get it while it lasts, cause this one here in high demand. He thought he was the man, but he really in the jam. Cleared his whole account, there he stands without a kickstand. A year later, she was drug raped and killed. They found her body filled with 8 rounds from American Dream. Too much American dreaming, it's like a disease. Blue hunters stay fiending, jumping off of the deep end. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. I knew some two-bit hustlers and petty schemers, living life in treason and never found meaning. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Young and fresh out of high school, a jock with a bright future, but he's got no direction. Here come the army recruiters, say they got benefits, a house and a picket fence, enough for the newest whips. Fresh out the dealership, seems like the perfect fit. And his girl pregnant, time to be militant. The country is at war, placed on his second tour, stepped on a landmine, now he is no more. He promised to come back, his shorty then lost hope. Where is the love at? The army ain't give a shit but a coin in a book scrap. The look that's on her face, America's disgrace, a dream or a nightmare. This place ain't playing fair. American dreaming, it's like a disease. Blue hunters, they fiending, jumping off of the deep. And Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. I knew some two-bit hustlers and petty schemers living life in treason and never found meaning. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Too much American dreaming and Hollywood scheming, living life with no reason, just lying and scheming. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. Too much American dreaming. Even the preachers, police and leaders, let's render what Caesars. Lord help us all. Too much American dreaming. Too much American dreaming.
Hope everybody enjoyed that track right there. It's called American Dreaming, and you can find that exclusively on New Breed Universal ENT. If you're not subscribed, go over there and hit that subscribe button so you can get exclusive content as well as music. I see brothers and sisters rolling in. Nanny Smith, Sunshine Queen, Virtuous Shy, Nostalgic Nisi in the building. Who's that girl? I see Cynthia Hatley's in the house. I am just Jazzy's in the building. Wanda Austin. What is going on with y'all? Power Prayer Warriors in the building. Allison Seeley. BC, what's going on? Geraldo, what's happening? Dennis York. Man, peace and blessings to y'all. Felicia Horton's in the building. Man, it's an honor to have y'all present. Now, this particular stream is going to be monumental because it's going to be loaded with edification and truth. Before we went to our music break, I was saying that we must choose this day whom we shall serve. In Joshua 24:15, it tells us, and if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Now, some of y'all are waiting for New Year's Day. You're waiting for New Year's Day. Not even realize that that's also a pagan holiday. And it's giving reverence to the god Janus. That's right, Janus, a two-faced deity. Got one face looking towards the future and one face looking back towards the past. And we wonder why we always have these New Year's resolutions and end up doing the same thing we did last year, moving in circles. It's actually a curse. The real New Year's is in spring. The real New Year's is in spring. Excuse me. And a lot of us are adhering to the god of the Amorites. One of the popes, I believe it was the 13th pope who implemented the Gregorian calendar that got people following these lies and these deities. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, pardon me. Babylon is falling and the party is over. I want y'all to see this. I told y'all the retail apocalypse is coming very soon. I want you to check this out, brothers and sisters. The party is over. While you getting ready to party on New Year's, America's over and the party is over.
It's over for retailer Party City. And we have breaking news. The party is over for retailer Party City. The company told corporate employees on a call today the business would be winding down operations immediately after nearly 40 years, and today would be their last day of work. It's unclear right now if retail stores are also closing immediately.
Now, keep in mind, brothers and sisters, this is the biggest party retailer in America. What are they trying to tell you? They're trying to tell you there's going to be no need for them in the future. See, it's not a celebration anymore. The judgment is here. So Party City, the biggest party distributor in America, is officially shutting down. And I'm going to just tell you like this. There's going to come a time where everything is going to shut down here. And it's like we're just seeing things happen one after another. You got all these drones, you got orbs, you got all these things happening. It's like we'll see these things happen and we'll be shocked for a couple days and then everything gets quiet as if we're just waiting for the next thing to happen. Look, Babylon is falling. It's about to be that's right, it's about to be a ghost town. Who's that girl said it. But they're letting you know that the party's over.
The chain is the largest party supply store in the U.S. and recently exited bankruptcy in 2023. This news comes one day after Big Lots announced it would be closing all of it.
That's right. No more balloons, no more confetti, no more parties, birthday parties, New Year's, Christmas, none of it. No more parties at the job. Wow, what is about to happen in America? What is about to happen this year where the biggest party retailer is shutting down? What is happening in America where everything is shutting down all at once? I'm going to tell you, they're preparing for the end. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. It ain't no time to party when the people are mourning. There's a whole lot of people who are even on the side of the pagan holidays who don't feel the same. They don't have that Christmas spirit. They don't have that New Year spirit. They just not feeling right. See, this is the feeling that God's people been feeling, at least those who have been awakened and enlightened. We've been feeling that this was coming. But the party's over. Let's go.
It's U.S. store.
We have been left with no other choice but to begin winding down Party City.
Rest in peace to Party City. As they announced today, they are completely shutting down. In a call with the CEO today, he announced that Party City is officially closing down in America and that every one of its employees had their last day of work today. Just 5 days before Christmas, this guy...
Now, 5 days. Now, imagine this. 5 days before Christmas, Party City shuts down. Now, I want y'all to think about that. They get their last checks. The CEO announced 5 days before Christmas that we finna shut down shop. Brothers and sisters, what do y'all believe is happening here? They know that the time is up. Now, this is not something that we fear. And for the individual that says something sarcastic about YouTubers predicting the end of the world, let me make this very clear. We know not the day nor the hour. But we do know that the writings are written on the wall that something's coming and it's going to be big and it's going to change the whole trajectory of society. It don't take a rocket science to see that. Now, for those who want to be, oblivious, you want to ignore this type of content because this content is not for you. You're not meant to understand this. Second Esdras 16:37 tells us, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Now, how's that for doom and gloom? That's straight up Bible. Behold, the plagues draw nigh. This Bible over here. Let's go.
Guy hops on a Zoom call and tells everybody that they are fired starting today. Now, this does not affect any of the party cities in Canada, but that's because those are owned by a separate company called Canadian Tire Group. Now, out of the 750 stores that Party City has across the world, the Canada ones are only 69 of them. And this is what Party City looked like just this past Halloween. Everybody lining up to get their Halloween costumes that are just not going to get them anymore. And that is leaving room for Spirit Halloween, who usually just pops up for a month before Halloween, to come in and take all of Party City's business. On top of that, this is following the same trend as Big Lots, which is also shutting down after being in business for 40 years. And besides Party City having to close, which is sad, the fact that all of these employees, which are tens of thousands, were told 5 days before Christmas, all of a sudden that today is their last day.
Now imagine tens and thousands of employees laid off. Imagine that. Somebody said it. Nobody's throwing parties anymore. They're not doing it. Why? They can't afford to, number one. Number two, there's a shift going on. There's a certain spirit that's operating. That's right, Luke 21:18. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Oh, that's right. This is redemption for the Most High's people. We watching Babylon shut down. Make no mistake about it. The more the children of Israel wake up, the more chaos is going to break free, because the Bible explains this as birthing pains. It's over for the heathens. I'm telling you right now, it's over for the heathens. It's time for them to be at the bottom. It's time for God's people to rule. Our time of captivity is up. And the party's over. The party's over.
It's absolutely heartbreaking.
You know, I done been through a lot of layoffs. And I've been in corporate America a long time, 30 years to be exact. And I've never, ever seen a layoff that Party City did today. That was horrible. That was unprofessional. And it was just heartless.
Now, the same thing is happening with a lot of companies. And then keep in mind that Amazon is going on strike as well. You're going to have the retail apocalypse, and everything is going to be done digitally real soon. Everything will be done digitally. Imagine this dystopia future where there's no storefronts whatsoever. Everything is done online. This is what they're gunning for. Because if they could do everything online, that does a few things. It limits your options, which cuts back on transport. It also makes it so you can't buy or sell unless you can go through their medium, and they can track where all the money is being spent. So they know what they're doing to the people. There's a lot of people who work in these jobs, who work on storefronts, that are getting laid off right now. Straight up, tens and thousands. And this wasn't on mainstream news. I'm telling you, the party's over.
There is no reason you should be laying somebody off the day of, with no severance package, 5 days before Christmas.
These people don't care about your Christmas. They was threatening to shut the whole government down. And we think all these things, that they're doing all these things because of organic dysfunction that's taking place. No, they know that the children of the light are waking up. And since they know this, they have to have confusion, problem, reaction, solution. They have to flip the switch. They pretty much hit the kill switch on America. Let's go.
Nothing. That was horrible. That was horrible. That was about through in the climate that we're in. And y'all wonder why people are snapping, because you're positioning them to not have anything. That was heartless. There was no thought process into that. If you knew something was going on, there should have been some preparation. That was horrible. That was horribly done. And I don't care, what was going on in the business itself, it should have been handled better. And that's, bro.
That's what they want. They want people to crash out. And people are tripping out there. People are really pushing back. People are losing their minds. People are offing themselves. Self-deletion is going up. You know, people don't know how to maintain and survive right now because this economy is so bad and there's no mercy. There's no mercy coming from these jobs. These companies are shutting down. Look, the Most High is pushing us in a certain direction, but you got to be receptive to what he's trying to show us. And I'm going to bring out scripture. My job is to bring out the scriptures to show you what we're looking at here. Let's go.
And y'all wonder why these people are snapping. You are positioning them to do that when you do things like this. It's crazy. All I can do is shake my head. That was horrible. That was horrible.
Imagine laying off over 60,000 employees just days before Christmas. Well, Party City just did. And for many of these employees, they just found out on Friday. So Party City is closing all of its stores nationwide. And this is not something you just find out overnight. So why are employees finding out just days before a major holiday that they won't have a job? These companies won't even give you a day's notice. So why are you giving 2 weeks notice when you decide to quit? And that's why it's extremely important that you always put yourself above any corporation. They simply do not care about your well-being.
And that's just a fact. That's a fact. And this is why we got to start thinking about being self-sufficient. We really have to put that in the forefront of our minds, man. I know you're living in a place where they make you feel comfortable. But you see how Babylon is doing its people right around their beloved holiday. They're showing you that there is no love. 2 Esdras 16:68 says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. And they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." Man. Because you were idle, dealing with things that was offered into idols, they will make certain of you. They know that you're going to linger around and hang around and be submissive to this system. Let's read that again. "For behold, the burning wrath of great multitude is kindled over you." That means they have rulership and dominion over you. "And they shall take away certain of you." They're going to take away your certainty, but they certain that you'll follow them. "And feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." America, this Babylonian structure is idol worship. All the holidays is idol worship. Everything is vain here. Everything is vain. I'm telling you right now. Hold on. I got sources for y'all. But a lot of people don't want to hear it because they stuck in this matrix.
A lot of you aren't going to do fucking shit until you're uncomfortable. You're not like Jizzle D Freak. You're not sleeping in a cold fucking car. That makes me very uncomfortable in ways that I can't explain to the comforted man. A lot of you aren't going to fucking do a goddamn thing until you start feeling hungry. And by then it's going to be too fucking late because you won't even have the energy. A lot of you aren't going to do shit until you start running out of fucking water and the dehydration starts to fucking take hold. Americans are fucking docile sheep. You've been domesticated. They trained you to do what they're fucking told. They don't even have to give you a fucking treat anymore. That's how they domesticated you, America. They made you so fucking comfortable that you don't even want to fight back. You know you're getting fucked over by the fucking corporations, but they're giving you just enough to stay fucking comfortable and happy. You will own nothing and you will be happy. America, you will obey the fucking corporations, you will consume from the corporations, and you will fucking die. And even after you live the nice full fucking life, your family still has to pay for the fucking funeral. You still have to pay for lawyers so that you can divvy up all that fucking shit. You're a slave fucking culture. You're always gonna be a slave fucking culture. And the few freemen that exist here, I sure as fuck don't feel like fighting for a bunch of fucking sheep. You're an American after all. You're gonna screw me over so that you could save your fucking self. I would never want to lay my shit down on the line just for a bunch of sheep who are gonna be
I mean, he makes a good point. It's sad but true for the mass majority. Now, the Most High's people are going to move according to the Holy Spirit. And as the book of Genesis says, they will be delivered out with great substance. Why? Because they plugged in. Why? Because they following the Holy Spirit. Why? Because they're not following the idols, the idol gods of America. They're not following the gods of Rome, the gods of Greece, the gods of Babylon. Those who are really tapped into the Holy Spirit are going to be linked up in a great counsel. Because you know, where there's no counsel, there's no safety. This is why the Bible says, bring yourselves together, O nation not desired. Those who have great understanding are going to know how to build with one another. That is how it's going to go. That's just a fact. We can't say that for everybody else. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to get real out here. You can feel how you want to feel, but don't say you wasn't warned when I tell you that there's going to come a time where them trucks, them food trucks, they're not going to be running no groceries. You're going to have to figure it out. There's going to come a time where your local grocery store shuts down and they ain't going to have no answers for you. All they're going to have is some rubber bullets, some mustard gas, some tear gas, some 9mm, some shotguns, some K9s. That's all they're going to have for you. That's a fact. That's where it's coming to in America. And I'm going to show you that the Bible is going to show you that. And that's not coming from me. This is Bible. And it may be difficult for you to digest, but it's the truth. It's the truth.
Three days and society shuts down. 1 week and the country shuts down. 1 month, total anarchy and starvation. We're talking about what happens if the trucks stop. Like, share, and follow. Let's talk about what it would be like. Day one will feel normal. Most people won't notice anything is wrong. The roads will be clear, and some might even appreciate the lack of trucks clogging the highways. But beneath the surface, an invisible clock will start ticking. A countdown to chaos. By day two, the first cracks will appear. Grocery store shelves will begin to empty, starting with fresh foods like milk, eggs, meat, and produce. These items rely on daily shipments, and without them, supplies vanish quickly. The average supermarket only stocks 3 days' worth of food. By day three, the panic begins. As shelves run dry, people will flock to the store in a frenzy, buying anything they can find. The fresh food is gone, and now the canned goods, bottled water, and boxed meals are disappearing too. Crowds will overwhelm storms, leaving behind empty aisles and shattered glass. As realization sets in, desperation spreads. By the end of week one, the country grinds to a halt, with businesses closed and no new shipments of food, medicine, or fuel. Entire communities will be paralyzed. Amazon and other supply chains will be rendered useless. Hospitals will run out of critical supplies, forcing them to turn people away. Cities will feel like ghost towns as fear and hunger take hold. At week three, society begins to tear itself apart. Food is no longer just a necessity, it's a weapon, a currency, and a reason to kill. Groups will form, not to help, but to hunt. Farmers and preppers will be prime targets as starving mobs look for anyone who has food. Neighbors will turn on each other, violence will erupt over scraps. By day 30, the country will be unrecognizable. Starvation and chaos will reign. The cities will burn as looters and arsonists take what they can and destroy the rest. In rural areas, farmers and ranchers will barricade themselves, fighting off attackers who want their crops and livestock. For those who haven't prepared, survival will mean fighting tooth and nail for every crumb. The unprepared will become desperate, and the desperate will do anything to survive. This is the reality of what happens when the trucks stop. Prepare now before it's too late.
Second Esdras 16:71. They shall be like madmen, sparing no one, but plundering and destroying those who continue to fear the Lord. For they shall destroy and plunder their goods, and drive them out of their houses. Then the tested quality of my elect shall be made manifest as gold that is tested by fire. That's Bible. Don't argue. Don't argue with me. Argue with your snag-a-tooth white daddy that you rely on. Because the Bible is very plain and simple. Don't say you ain't warned. Y'all think they put Purge in a movie for no reason? You think they show you all these post-apocalyptic films for no reason? No, that's predictive programming. You think that these prices that keep continuing to skyrocket, where the price of living is astronomical and people losing jobs by the tens and thousands, people going on strike and all this stuff is happening in the world. You think it's happening and it's just going to stop and go back to quote unquote normal? You better be in this truth. You better get away from toxic people. You better get away from people you can't rely on. You better get away from people who don't respect you. You better get away from those sneaky people in your life and get around some level-headed, wise people who understand what's going on in the world. And stop playing games. Stop being entertained all the time on social media and realize that you're living in a real world and real things are happening. Second Esdras 16:18 says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall turn from their wickedness, nor they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of these scourges, meaning people are not going to turn from their wickedness. They're not going to be mindful. Through all these things, the Lord is showing us and will show us. Some of the people in your family not going to turn away. Some of your friends not going to turn away. You're going to be treated worse than Noah was. They're going to call you crazy for preparing. They're going to call you crazy for learning different trades and skills. All while everybody is uncertain, running around, losing their job, going through hell and back, and still going back to hell. They're going to hell and back and then going back to serve a nation that don't love them, to serve some heathens instead of thinking about gravitating towards righteousness. Now, of course, you got to do what you got to do to survive and sustain. But what I'm trying to show you is no certainty in the world. The Lord going to bring you peace. Look, it goes on to say, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then evil shall grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And you know what's going to be cheap? It says victuals will be cheap. Victuals. Let's get that word. Let's get that word victuals. Provisions, food. We know our food and things ain't cheap right now. But what if they can come up with a way for those things to go down just to fool the people? I'm telling you, they got some tricks up their sleeve. And these are the type of things you got to look out for. Let's say Trump gets into office, all of a sudden food prices go down. We thinking that, okay, everything back to normal. Look, the Lord just said in the word, he said, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. That's how tricky they are. And even they shall evil grow upon earth. Why? Because people are more comfortable. Famine and great confusion shall come. Telling you, man. This stuff is deep.
Have y'all priced continuing to stay alive lately? Because it's steadily becoming out of my budget. Can you afford to stay alive at this point? I mean, wow. Just went in to get an insurance quote because I'm looking to trade in this tax deduction that I got here last year. And
that's a good point, brother. Dennis said 3D printed meat for cheap. Yeah, they're going to come up with a way to bring the food prices down. But it's going to be fake food, GMOs. I mean, in hindsight, when it says victuals will be cheap, food or provisions, it actually is. If you're thinking about fast food, you get 30 nuggets for $2. But what are you eating? What exactly are you eating? And then there's people who get rocked to sleep by that, thinking, oh, we got to be in a good state. Now they're polluting your judgment. That's right. And that's what the scriptures say in 1 Thessalonians. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. That's right. You got to look out for when the powers that be are talking about safety and looking out for us and doing what they doing.
insurance is going up by, if I keep this car, but also if I get a new car, insurance is going up by 50%. It's squeeze me. It's been nice knowing y'all. I'm out.
So you mean to tell me that the American people barely can afford to eat, barely can afford to pay their bills, barely can afford to live a comfortable life, right? But these senators, these congressmen just try to put in their bill to get a 40% raise? What, yo? Me and you have been getting a quarter raise every 6 months forever. And you mean to tell me out of nowhere, the congressman gonna write into their law, hey, yo, we need a raise. Hey, we need an extra 70 bands. Can y'all hand that to us? That's like me adding a couple zeros to my paycheck for not even doing my job, bro. And my boss is just supposed to accept it. Like, what?
And that's exactly what's happening. They're making sure they're writing their checks and adding a couple O's to it. Meanwhile, the American citizens are having a hard time getting a pot to piss in or a window to damn throw it out. Yeah, the corporate greed, the government greed, the corruption. It's a damn cesspool in this country.
You guys want to know something that's absolutely sickening and should be illegal? Is the fact that I just had over $1,200 taken out for taxes for 2 weeks.
Now I want y'all to think about something. The Bible tells us to render what is Caesar is what is Caesar's. Listen, brothers and sisters, they're going to tax. And what the Bible is saying is you got to do what you got to do. You have no choice. Or do you? If the things that you own aren't a product of Caesar, then you have just followed the word and you're not relying on Caesar and giving him most of what you earn. Because if you honoring the law, statutes, and commandments, you will be the head, not the tail, the lender and not the borrower. This goes for all of us. So you got to give, as long as you're going to be under Caesar's law, ruling thumb, you got to give them what you can complain about it, or you can make a move. You can complain about what they're doing. You can complain about how we struggling, or we can start putting some bread together and start getting our own land, building our own businesses, uniting with each other. The black dollar goes and funds the entire United States. It would not be a Wall Street if it wasn't for the black dollar. We are the number one consumers in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Could you just imagine for a moment if we decided to come together and govern ourselves and put our bread together and build something? There would be nothing they can do. But we don't want to do that. We're too comfortable. We're too pacified. Look, most of the people love that snag-a-tooth white daddy. They love him. And the man is an old, perverted, cringy, creepy crawling old man that's abusing everybody. But everybody rather sit there and talk about the problem. But the Bible give you all the solutions. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Plant ye gardens, eat the fruit thereof. Build ye homes and dwell therein. That sounds like a direct order. Christ himself, when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies, flee into the mountains. So at some point in time, that's the move. Or we can sit back and watch this Babylonian society continue to go into melee, because that's what's happening. And it ain't changing.
2 weeks, $1,200 for 2 weeks. I could literally cry. I could cry. I got a bonus at work. Taken. Taxes. Taxes, 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 taxes. It should be illegal.
I'm on one this morning. I just need to rant. I'm so tired of quite literally everything just going up in pricing. This whole year, starting in March, I've had increases in like everything. Increases that I was not expecting whatsoever. When I bought my property, I locked in at a really great rate. It was right before interest rates went up. So my mortgage and tax payments were comfortable, right? Starting in March, $175 extra going towards those payments. Shock. I was literally hysterical because I just switched jobs. I was getting used to the new like income setup for myself, right? So that $175 per month was like ultra shock for me. The community I live in just had to redo all of the roofs in the community, right? And you would think that the HOA would take care of all of that. No. They took from the reserves. Plus, it was a set dollar amount per household. And when I tell you my jaw dropped with how much money it was per household, I'm in a condo. So I barely have like a full freaking roof on my house. And they're $12,000, $12K. Do I just have that lying around right now? No, not at all. So that's a monthly payment of $130 over the next however many years. I think it's 10 years till it's paid off. And do you know how much interest that's going to? I can't. It hurts my soul.
And you know what? The book of Haggai talked about this. You have sown much and bring in little. You eat, but do not have enough. You drink, but you are not filled with drink. You clothe yourselves, but no one is warm. And he who earns wages earn wages to put into a bag with holes. And what that means is you own actually nothing. You own nothing. And now, as you can see, the Gentiles are beginning to feel what the children of Israel been feeling. Shout out to our Gentile counterparts, those who are feeling the effect of the birth pains. Shout out to y'all, because, you know, this is what we've been going through. And it's the judgment on the world. Isaiah 13:11 says, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. That's right. See, a lot of y'all was proud and arrogant. Y'all was proud of America. Y'all wanted to hide America's filthy past. You wanted to shun those who've been through the transatlantic slave trade. You did not want to give them the 40 acres and a mule. You told them to stop complaining. They were always expressing how there was a great deficit between us and y'all when it came to finances. We always was going through this, but nobody wanted to hear us. They tell us to make do. And now, unfortunately, everybody got to feel that. But I don't want y'all to fret, because the children of the light, the children of the promise, are going to fix this planet. Yeah, I know. The same ones who've been learning how to survive in this will be the ones to rectify the issues. They will be. Just a matter of time. I know it doesn't look that way right now, but it's coming. Let's go.
Outside of that, my HOA just notified us today that it's going up $28 a month. That might not seem like a lot, but now our HOA bill is literally going to be $370 because there's an online service fee too. So that's
right. They were benefiting. They were benefiting off of our labor. They were benefiting, and now, hey, listen, you got to go through what you're going through. But make no mistake about it. We feel for y'all. We feel, hey, look, we going through it. Now y'all got to go through it. We've always learned to survive. We've always learned to survive. Boom. Jeremiah 51:9. Y'all keep the Holy Spirit moving. It says, we will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. See, the Lord said if he was going to heal this place, he would have done it already. If he was going to fix America, he would have fixed it already. He's not doing that. Why he not doing that? Because it got to be judged. They were haughty. They were prideful. They were arrogant. And now they got to face the consequences.
That's included in that 370. Just what else is going to go up? I don't know if my wallet can physically handle any more expenses going up. I'm just, it's so crazy how expensive life is.
I just want to say thank you, Trump. My 401 is tanking and it's all your fault. Everything was going wonderfully until you started putting all this bullshit in everyone's head about tariffs. And now the 401s are going down.
Oh, yeah, the tariffs. Yeah, Trump put them tariffs in. The 401s are going down. Look, but let me tell y'all, the party's over. The party is over. Daniel just said it. I mean, look, I know y'all want to blame this politician or blame that politician. Look, y'all got to turn to the Most High. You need to blame the entire nation. That's right, Hitman. They need to blame the entire nation for disregarding the children of Israel. Now the Most High is judging y'all. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob It's judging y'all. I'm telling y'all what the issue is. It ain't going to get no better. It's going to get better for us. Genesis already told y'all that we're going to be delivered with great substance. That's for those who are obedient to his word. Let's go.
Everyone, check your 401. It's lower. Mine went down 5,000 in 2 days. In 2 fucking days.
Damn.
Thank you, Trump, you fucking asshole. Oh, I hate you.
Do you know what irks me more than anything? Property taxes. I had to pay my property taxes today. $2,553.08. That's $212.76 a month I pay to live on this piece of land. And this land in my house is paid for.
Man, that is crazy. Where the hell is she living at? Where is she living at? That is insane. How big is her piece of land? And see, in a situation like that, she might as well rent a house. She might as well be renting. I'm telling you, that is insane.
We busted our tails, my husband and I, to get this house paid for so that we wouldn't have a house payment. But now we have a small house payment for property taxes every month. And every year for the past 2 years, it's gone up $300. So I cannot.
That is insane. Every month?
Imagine if we live here 20 more years, how expensive our property taxes will be. And don't get me wrong, I realize that some of you would be more than happy to pay that amount for property taxes. You probably pay more in the bigger cities. But to me, this is ridiculous. I'm in Alabama, in the city limits, sitting on
She in Alabama.
about 2.5 acres.
And 2.5 acres. She paying $1,000 an acre on there.
It's just ridiculous.
In taxes.
You know, it is true what they say, that you never truly own anything. And it's like the more you try to succeed in life, the more things you try to have, the more you get penalized. So anyway, I want to know what state you're from, how much your property taxes were, and if you live in the city or the county. So either you're going to make me feel really good about my property taxes, or I'm going to be super jealous. Anyways.
Yeah, that's insane. That's a bad deal right there. That's right. Mr. Wild C says, clear money can't save you, build your character. That's what it's about. Because the people who've already learned to survive in austerity measures are going to be the ones that's going to be helping those who've had it good. There's going to be millionaires seeking the knowledge from those who never had anything. There's going to come a time where your character matters. It's going to come that time. Solutions. Hold on, let's get to it.
All right, we back at it. Let's do it again.
Hold on, let's read the scripture. And I actually went to the scripture. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear of rule, the people mourn. That's real talk.
All right, we back at it. Let's do it again. Everybody putting in their 2 cents about not going to work. So I want to put in my 2 cents about not going to work. The same people every night. These dudes, a lot of these dudes on their faces, they're just dead. They're just completely dead. You know, like I see them, they don't look happy. They don't look ready for work. You know, they look like they don't want to be there at all. And I usually get to work with like 30 minutes, 20 minutes extra before I have to go in. And lately, I get there and I just sit, no music, no nothing. And I'll just be in my head. And more I've been thinking, like, damn, I don't want to do this shit either. You know, I feel how they look. I don't want to do this shit either. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. We really not supposed to work. We really are not supposed to work except for ourselves. This is what I told one of my friends. Except for ourselves, you know?
And that's the key right there. Because, you know, the Bible says if a man don't work, a man do not eat. But what he just said is key. Brothers and sisters of the promise, those who've been chosen by the Most High, you are supposed to be working for yourselves. And I'm not disrespecting anyone on a 9 to 5 doing what needs to be done. But we are supposed to be working for things we can own. Working to build something that we can call our own. We're at this point in time, the reason why the morale has went down to the point where everybody's miserable at these 9 to 5s. You go into these warehouse jobs, miserable. I remember at the warehouse job, I remember dealing with different people and dealing with those people who got those dead faces, the feeling of misery, the feeling of anxiety, knowing that you're doing this and there's no promises, there's no certainty. It's one thing if you can work. It's one thing if you can work knowing that you're going to have a 401k, knowing that you're going to have money in a pot that's yours, knowing that things are going to pan out. But it's so much uncertainty. It's like you start feeling like there's no purpose. And that takes away the drive. And then you do this your whole life, only to die old and broke. That's not what life is supposed to be about. You're not supposed to be working 30 years between the time, let's say hypothetically, between the time you're 21 all the way to, let's say 40, 50 years, 70, 60, only to get another job because your retirement is not enough to cover the price of living. Your retirement is not enough to cover your life. So now you 70 years old in your golden age is supposed to be resting, enjoying the rest of your life, being able to travel, spend time with your grandchildren, spend time with your family, get affairs in order. But there's nothing. Do you really believe that's how the Most High wants us to live? Now, of course, if you're doing what you love doing, then by all means, I'm not talking to you. If you love your job, if it's fulfilling to you, if it's part of your purpose and you know that it's something, there's nothing else that you would rather do in life, then I understand. But for most Americans, that's not the case. For most Americans, that's not the case. And life is too short for that. Your job is supposed to be something that's fueling your real passion in life. You're supposed to be going to these jobs, learning, extrapolating the information that you earned on the 9 to 5, and actually applying that to something you want to do. You got to have a business mindset. What is it that you love to do? Take the knowledge from each job you learn and apply it to your life. Start you your own business. You got CEOs getting sniped out here. You got CEOs of these various countries swan diving off of buildings. America's falling, y'all. These companies are selling 5 days before Christmas, firing tens and thousands of employees. There is no certainty in the Babylonian infrastructure. There's no certainty dealing with these heathens. They don't care about you. At what point in time do we wake up and understand and realize our potential to build and grow and develop on our own? We are the salt of the earth. Without us, nothing works. I don't care. Every major conglomerate, corporation, and business that has succeeded in America was built off the backs of us. If you, even major cities, ride in Las Vegas and look at all the beautiful lights and high-rise buildings. Guess what, children of Israel? You built it. You built all of that. All it takes is for you to unite with like-minded people. As some of you all know, we got land over there in North Carolina, over 117 acres. Could you just imagine if we can get 200 people that say, you know what, we on the mission? Just 200 people saying, you know what? Hey, Breed, I'm with you, bro. Let's cook. Hey, Breed, I'm with you. Let's get over here and make something shake. We'll have Black Wall Street in 1 year. With all the know-how, with all the connections that brothers and sisters got. But it's too many people afraid. It's too much fear. Nobody wants to show any courage these days. Because we have been programmed, and now we have Stockholm syndrome, and we will put up with abuse from jobs that don't give a damn about us. They firing people 5 days before Christmas because that's a spit in the face. That's a slap in the face. They threatening to shut the government down before Christmas because that's a slap in the face. Now, of course, we don't celebrate them pagan holidays. But for those who do, they showing you just how much they hate you. You working at 9 to 5, all that hard work and labor, busting your knees up, busting your body up for what? A pizza party at the end of the year. Does that sound right? Let's see what the brother got to say here, man.
We supposed to know how to fucking grow plants, grow, vegetables, fruits, and all that stuff.
We supposed to know how to grow plants, vegetables, fruits, and all that. We ain't even supposed to be relying on their grocery stores. We're supposed to have our own grocery stores. We're not supposed to be relying on our oppressors for everything. The Bible don't say that. At some point in time, as children of the Most High who are believers, you got to desire more. We're not supposed to be slaves our entire life. The Bible says that we will be the head, not the tail. We will be the lender and not the borrower. If we honor his law, statutes, and commandments, when the blessings going to start coming? When are we going to at least start setting the path and the footprint for our next generation? When are we going to stabilize that legacy for our children's children where they know which direction to go? Or are we going to wait till things get too inconvenient? Are we going to wait till it's so much discomfort our children don't have no way of getting out of it? We should be learning how to do what?
Vegetables, fruits, and all that stuff. Harvest them and all that. We supposed to know how to do that stuff. They stopped us from doing that and made it a business, like everything else, made it a business. And they made it where you have to learn stuff outside of doing it to be able to do it in the first place. When, obviously the best way to learn something is to do it. Fail at it, learn from it, do it right.
And that's what we do out in UP Farms. We bring people out, allow y'all to plant your feet down on the ground, teach you how to till soil, show you different elements that's out in nature that can have healing properties. There's a whole breakdown that's done by our brother Roman, show you how to use tinctures and different things. Look, we're on a path of doing these type of things because it has to be done for the future. It has to be done. Let's go.
That's how it goes. But they don't want us to learn, man. They want us to go get these jobs to help keep the rich rich. That's all a job is keeping the owner rich. That's literally what a job is. It's like, oh, I better hurry up.
That's exactly what it's about, keeping them rich. Jeremiah 30:7 says, alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Telling y'all, these other nations about to be judged. We got to start to contemplate how we going to be saved out of this. Because remember, the Bible tells us the kingdom don't come through observation. No, you just can't sit back and watch and be like, the Lord about to save us. That ain't what the Bible say. Somebody share the scripture where it says the kingdom don't come through observation. You just watching. Y'all watching me right now. I'm speaking the truth. Y'all tuned in and I'm appreciative of that. But that's not how any change is going to come. Because why? The kingdom don't come through observation. It actually takes legwork. It takes work. Let's go.
And get to work today. I don't want to not make the owner rich today. That's literally what y'all doing. When you rushing to work, when you worried about being late, all that, it don't got nothing to do with you, man.
I'm telling you, you're making the owner rich. I can remember leaving the 9-to-5, and I used to really bump my head against the wall, and I was so frustrated. And I was frustrated because of how the owner was running things. I thought he was cheap. And I worked in the firearm industry for a number of years. And when I did this, I would always in my mind be criticizing how the owner run things. And then eventually something clicked. I was like, this is his company. This is his business. However the owner decides to run it is how he going to run it. Why not take the skills and trade that I learned from here and run it how I want to run it on a private level? I'm telling you, Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. That's right. We got to have a vision for a greater tomorrow. If there's no vision, if there's nothing we working towards, if it's nothing we trying to build, then the people will perish. If all we want to do is play internet games and entertain and celebrity gossip and all of that, but we're not really working towards now, we don't have a vision of what we want as a whole in real life, the people will perish. With no vision, the people perish. Also, Luke 17:20. The kingdom of God is not coming with things that can be observed, nor would they say, look, here it is, there it is. In fact, the kingdom of God is among you. That means the kingdom of God not going to come just from you waiting. You watching. You sitting back like, let's see how this going to turn out. There's so many people who inbox me about our land initiative, and they say things like, y'all should do this. Y'all should do that. Y'all should do this. No, we should be doing something. It's not all on me. I'm only a messenger. My job is not even to convince. My job is to put the message out. Your job is to do something. Because when you start saying, y'all should do this, New Breed, you should do this, and y'all should do this, that's you telling me that you don't plan on doing anything, and you're going to wait to see how it turns out before you get involved. That's not how this works. But you'll punch in and you'll work for these people and not own anything. No, you got to give some time to something else too. Some effort and energy to something else too. Kingdom don't come through observation. That's right. Elite style society says you don't deserve anything if you can't contribute, right? Who wants to live in a community full of people who don't want to contribute? Who wants to be in a community full of people where y'all need a food bank and somebody don't want to donate to the food bank? That's why it comes through unity, people that you can really build with. But nah, he's cooking though. He's saying some real stuff. Let's go.
I truly think that all these big corporations are trying to price us out of owning anything. I believe that. I think that's what they're doing. I got my house insurance renewal notice today. 1 year, it went up 50%. 50% in 1 year, and I've had no claims, none. I mean, how are we going to keep paying this? Everything is sky high. Now, insurance on your car, on your house, on everything is just, it's going crazy. I mean, when is this shit going to end?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, sir, but it's not going to end. We're going to have to figure something out. It ain't going to get no better. America is going to implode. The scriptures tell us that. The scriptures keep it 100 of what's going to happen in America. 2nd Esdras 15:19 says, and a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulations. That's what's going to happen. Because of the lack of bread, people are going to be breaking their homes. It's going to be chaos. It will be chaos in America. That's Bible. It talks about the fall of Babylon all day, every day in the scriptures. Not only ancient Babylon, but mystery Babylon. Don't argue with me. Argue with your snagger-tooth white daddy that y'all keep relying on. I'm telling you, I'm not arguing what the Bible is talking about. Mystery Babylon is America. The land that is, but wasn't, that still is. Rome that went in perdition is America. You can read it and weep all through the scriptures. And she have lived abundantly rich through the delicacies. She's drunk off the blood of the saints. The place that lynched our ancestors. They was having Sunday worship, singing blood hanging from a rope. Or whatever, however that damn song goes. Y'all know that song. Black body swinging in the sun. Keep relying on this place. This place is destined for doom and pain. They was having picnics, singing black body swinging, drinking refreshments on Sunday worship. And you think the Most High ain't going to pay this place a visit? I'm telling you.
And don't look at my eye. I'm not crying because of my insurance. I got sawdust in my eye. But anyway, freaking ridiculous.
You know, not for nothing, I just have a little quick fucking thought to get out of my mind. Besides all the stress, anger, and anxiety that this great life brings everybody, bills, taxes, and more taxes. Speaking of taxes, why is it that when we pay state tax, I have to pay to park in a fucking spot on the street that I pay taxes for? A road that's part of the fucking state that I pay for.
To make your blood boil.
They mad about them taxes.
Like me, I hope you're sitting down because this is going to make your blood boil because it's infuriating. I keep telling y'all that we as American citizens need to stop paying taxes, and it's no more evident of that than the 1,500-page continuing resolution that was introduced last night in Congress that needs to be voted on by Friday. Part of this continuing resolution is members of Congress are expected to get a $75,000 pay raise. Most Americans don't even make $75,000 in a single year. What the fuck do y'all need a raise for? You can't tell us what the drones are in New Jersey. You can't help the families in North Carolina affected by Hurricane Helene. You can't stop the mass pew-pewings going on in our schools. But you want a $75,000 raise to ban TikTok? No.
You know what? I can understand his gripe. But what are we gonna do? Look, they only gonna do what they can get away with doing. And they're gonna be shutting down a lot of platforms. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all, in order to get the American citizens out of control, they're gonna have to end the circus. They're already telling you the party's over. They've been giving you bread and circus. You want the people to wild out? Start taking away their bread and circus. Because for a lot of people, that's the only existence. That's the only existence. Somebody said only one thing for us to do: return to God, the God of Israel, and keep his laws. That's a fact. That's a fact. Hold on, let me go here. I got more scriptures here. I'm going to tell y'all, and the Gentiles, I got to break something down that some of the Gentiles ain't ready to hear. A lot of you Gentiles ain't ready to hear what I'm about to say, but I'm about to drop some nukes. I'm about to drop some truth bombs on y'all.
And while I'm at it, fuck the justice system in this country, because it's a fucking joke too, and not even the funny kind. He gets charged with fucking terrorism for murder? Get the fuck out of here. Why was he charged with terrorism? Because when you touch the ruling class and disrupt their comfort, they make an example out of you. Hey, that's another fucking day in America.
Yeah, they had that boy walking out. They walked that boy out. He was looking like Bane. He was looking like Bane from Batman. I'm telling you. I think it's all staged. I think it's all staged. The guy who allegedly murked the the CEO of Healthcare United CEO. I think it was all fake screenplay. But I'm gonna explain something to the Gentiles here. Isaiah 14 says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. They shall cleave to the house of Jacob. They shall cleave to the house of Jacob." Now, Gentile brothers and sisters, let me break this down to you. Y'all should be cleaving to an Israelite, a melanated person, melanated people. I know it doesn't seem like we have the answers, because on television, they only show you the worst of the worst. But we are the people of the book who can decipher the times, as well as have the Holy Spirit to know how to navigate. That's why he's telling you to cleave to us. Y'all mad at the government. Y'all mad at the taxes. I get all that. Well, here's an Israelite speaking right now. And I'm saying, as a biblical teacher who's been teaching the Bible for many years, looking at what's going on in society, on my post, I'm saying right now, the only solution right now is to build our own communities. That's the only solution. Forget all that complaining. Forget all that. There's no answers in that. The Bible got the answers. And the men of the Most High are giving these answers. Now let's keep reading here. Let's keep reading here. Let me go back. We in Isaiah. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob." He's going to have mercy on us. We've been through enough, wouldn't you say, especially in America. "And will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them, and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids." Y'all going to have to be servants and handmaids. Y'all going to have to be servants and handmaids. Y'all going to have to humble yourselves, because y'all benefited off the transatlantic slave trade. Now, don't worry. We're not going to do y'all like we were done. We're not going to do that, because it's not in our hearts to do that. But you must keep in mind that the Most High God had proclaimed justice. in this planet. And has to come a time where you will have to serve. And it will be a servitude, not slavery. A servitude, not slavery. That's Bible. That's Bible right there. Hold on. Let's go. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, to our lands, our own land. That's what it's going to take. Meaning you're going to have to follow leadership of men who are trailblazing. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. We were held captive. Now we got to rule over those who oppressed us. I mean, it's the Bible. Y'all don't think that sounds fair? The Bible says the last shall finish first, the first shall finish last. What did you think it meant? Y'all thought that the party was going to last forever. That's the issue. They thought the party was going to last forever. They thought we would remain ignorant forever. They thought they were just going to keep celebrating pagan holidays and turn up. No. Babylon is shutting down. This place is flatlining. This place is flatlining. It goes on to say, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage where thou wast made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the kings of Babylon and say, how have the oppressors ceased? The golden city ceased. So it's going to come a time, and it's already leaning towards that direction because the Gentiles have given up on Rome. They've given up on Babylon. The Gentiles are now feeling the pain. And it says, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. We've been in sorrow the whole time we've been here. And from thy fear, we've been in fear. Can't even walk the streets without police trying to gun us down, harass us. Stop and frisk. Being gang stalked, being watched, being unfairly treated. And from the hard bondage where thou was made to serve. We was in hard bondage. We've been serving here. Now it's time for y'all to serve us. If y'all want the world to be a better place, all that you know, all that you have learned, it's time for you to cleave to an Israelite and help us. Help us help you. Help us help you. I'm telling you, that's what has to happen with the Gentiles, right? Y'all gonna have to help us help you. Y'all done tried everything else. Let's go.
Hey, lucky for you, if you're rich enough, you can get away with fraud, embezzlement, insider trading, even more stuff. You get fucking fines while we get put in fucking jail. Fines are easily affordable for them while we struggle to fucking pay for shit. They even get put in fucking house arrest in their goddamn mansions. While some poor person gets caught stealing food or skipping bail and they're locked up for fucking years. The judicial system is so fucking stupid. It protects the wealthy and punishes the rest of us. Let's not forget, billionaires and corporations can poison water supplies, crash the economy, exploit workers, and nothing fucking happens to them. The second workers start fighting back and stand up to them and disrupt their power, they're labeled as criminals and fucking terrorists.
I wonder what this is doing for his blood pressure. I wonder what this is doing for y'all's blood pressure when there is solution out there. Yeah, he's speaking the truth. He ain't told not one lie. He ain't told one lie.
System isn't fucking broken. It's rigged. It's politicians. Everybody does the fucking for-profit prisons. Because it's more fucking money for the rich people, except to serve the
house population. We still have a huge gun violence epidemic issue. We have huge problems with our education system. Most Americans live paycheck to paycheck. We have some of the worst health outcomes for our people of any developed nation. Our air is polluted, our soil is polluted, our water is polluted. Women who have miscarriages are criminally investigated depending on what state they live in. Our maternal mortality rates are high. Our women can't access reproductive health care, and some of them die because of that, depending on what state they live in. People can't afford to buy their groceries, their gas, pay their rent, all while...
That's right. Everybody not welcome. Somebody say he's speaking the truth, but wouldn't want him on the community, fam. I'm good. Dude might spaz out. Yeah, man. Of course, there will be, protocols, and people will definitely have to be tested here. You know what I'm saying? Make no mistake about it. You can't bring that same energy you had in Babylon with the children of Israel. First of all, we're not trying to hear all that. Because when you solution based, when you making moves, you're not really into that complaining. So somebody gonna sit you down real quick. One of the brothers gonna sit you down like, you need to calm down, sir. Don't worry about that.
Executives and CEOs buy another home, another yacht, another private jet, and they just tell us that if we can't afford things, then to eat cereal or get a better paying job or stop eating so much avocado toast and stop getting our coffees out, as if that's ever going to save us enough money to retire and buy a house and have a family. Like, what good is all of this money and wealth doing if it's only in the hands of a few who refuse to let it go?
And it's hard to be an American when the leaders won't do shit. Oh, they yell and fight, suppress some rights at the hands of lobbyists, and it's all for profit. Name your price, politicians bought and paid. Oh, it ain't that hard to understand. The rich run the USA. Yeah, it's hard to be an American when the billionaires run free. And I can't ignore, it's harder for people who don't look like me. Yeah, it's time to wake up.
Time to wake up.
Pull the plug, yeah, we're circling the drain. Oh, it ain't that.
It's beautiful hearing the songs of America falling. Sound like gospel, don't it?
Hard to understand. The rich run the USA. The rich run the USA.
Hey, that had a little bit of soul to it. I mean, somebody said it in the chat. They said the plan is for the people to snap. I think that is the plan. And there's a lot of different spirits getting riled up on people. This place is a sinking ship. And for the righteous, we looking at it like, yo, everything in the word is just jumping off the page. It's coming true. This means the salvation of our people's coming. Let me see. Solution says, and if y'all notice the live chat, the link is shared. And if you would like to join, feel free to join. And when we typically have streams that is discussing what's going on in the Babylonian society, what I would like is people to come on and express what's going on in their respective state that you're living in, things that you're noticing, things that you're seeing, because I know that I have some very enlightened people who are aware of their surroundings, and it's good to be on our posts and know what's going on. That's right. And there's another source, and I want to reshare this source because he was speaking some real talk about these trucks not running no more. And I actually wanted to stop and go on that when I'm trying to find that while I wait. Let me see. Is it this one? Let me see. Is it that one? Nah, it's not that one. Let's see here. Let me see. Is it this one? Nope. I think I got the same one twice here. One moment. And you know what? You know what's interesting? something that I want to share this as well while I'm looking for that. Something that Kanye West said. And I know Kanye is either hit or miss. The boy be jive like tweaking. But he agrees with this getting ourselves free. And I just want to bring this out.
What do you say to people that say you turned your back on the culture or
exactly
black people?
100%. I have turned my back on the idea of victimization mentality. We are locked up. We went from 1 and 4. We went from 1 and 4 to 1 and 3, but we always pointing at the white people, but yet we want to spend all of our money on foreigns. We want to spend all our money on luxury as opposed to going and buying some land. America is for sale, and there's a lot of barren land. Disney bought a lot of it in Florida. But the culture has you focused so much on fucking somebody bitch and pulling up in a foreign and rapping about things that could get you locked up and then saying you about prison reform. Like, it's, bro, we brainwashed out here, bro. Come on, man. This is a free man talking.
And what he just said is 100% facts, man. Listen. Everybody want to live in luxury. Everybody want convenience. Everybody want material possessions and vanity. And Ye is like, yo, we need to be getting some land. Now, I don't trust Kanye West. I don't trust no celebrity. I don't trust them. So I believe they all boule. I believe they all Masonic. They all part of the program, and they all acting. But that doesn't mean that the man can't say something that's true. See, I know how to listen to what's real and push away the rest. And what he's saying is real. Is like everybody want to be so comfortable. Everybody want to be, in a place of luxury, spending money on things that they don't even need. But we're not getting no land. We're not building nothing. We're not trying to come together. Man, the man is right. He's right on that. Let me see here. Let me see if I can get this together, man. I'm trying to pull up something, y'all. One moment. Is it this one? Let me see. No. Okay. I might have saved over it. That could be very possible. And yeah, these things be tweaking. One moment. Well, I can play it through one more time, but I can't seem to find it on my desktop. And again, brothers and sisters, the link is shared. And if you are waiting in the queue, make sure you turn your camera on. Make sure you turn your camera on. All right. But I want y'all to hear what this guy had to say here because he makes some valid points.
3 days and society shuts down. 1 week and the country shuts down. 1 month, total anarchy and starvation. We're talking about what happens if the trucks stop. Like, share, and follow. Let's talk about what it would be like. Day 1 will feel normal. Most people won't notice anything is wrong. The roads will be clear, and some might even appreciate the lack of trucks clogging the highways. But beneath the surface, an invisible clock will start ticking. A countdown to chaos. By day 2, the first cracks will appear. Grocery store shelves will begin to empty, starting with fresh foods.
All right, I found it. Because I want to chime in on what he's saying, so I'm working with my software. Y'all bear with me. All right, here it goes right here.
"3 days and society shuts down. 1 week and the country shuts down. 1 month, total anarchy and starvation. We're talking about what happens if the trucks stop. Like, share, and follow. Let's talk about what it would be like. Day one will feel normal. Most people won't notice anything is wrong. The roads will be clear, and some might even appreciate the lack of trucks clogging the highways. But beneath the surface, an invisible clock will start ticking.
And that's right. Most people are going to just be totally oblivious. You're going to be thinking it's just another news brief. You're going to be thinking it's just another breaking news when they tell you that distribution have stopped. And this is what they're going to call it. They're going to call it a retail crisis because it's going to start off with goods. Let me see. Tell me, please. Let me do this person a favor. Anyway, and that's how it's going to start. You know, life is going on as normal. It's just another news brief, and people are not going to be ready for something like that, right? Let's continue.
A countdown to chaos. By day two, the first cracks will appear. Grocery store shelves will begin to empty, starting with fresh foods like milk, eggs, meat, and produce. These items rely on daily shipments, and without them, supplies vanish quickly. The average supermarket only stocks 3 days worth of food. By day three, the panic begins. As shelves run dry, people will flock to the store in a frenzy, buying anything they can find. The fresh food is gone, and now the canned goods, bottled water, and boxed meals are disappearing too. Crowds will overwhelm storms, leaving behind empty aisles and shattered glass.
And in this situation, you need a firearm. Look, that Second Amendment is beyond important. You need that. The book of Luke says, sell your cloak to buy a sword. Sell your cloak to buy a sword means if you got to sell the clothes off your back to have a pow pow, as everybody online call it, you got to do what you got to do. That's something that you got to have in your homes, man. Ladies, get out there and get the training. Brothers, get out there and get the training. Don't play with it. Become proficient with your firearm. Because in times such as this, you need it.
Realization sets in, desperation spreads. By the end of week one, the country grinds to a halt with businesses closed and no new shipments of food, medicine, or fuel. Entire communities will be paralyzed.
And they're doing this right now. They're just doing it slowly. They're doing this right now. They just doing it slowly.
Amazon and other supply chains will be rendered useless. Hospitals will run out of critical supplies, forcing them to turn people.
Amazon and other supply chains will be rendered useless because ain't no trucks running. There's no trucks running. No more packages. No more Uber Eats. No more transport at all. Could you imagine America with no transport whatsoever? It's over. We talking about EMPs and all of this kind of stuff. They don't have nothing on them just shutting the trucks down. Now, of course, you know, I'm bringing this stuff up because the Bible says be like the ant. Prepare for your season. Let's continue.
People away. Cities will feel like ghost towns as fear and hunger take hold. At week three, society begins to tear itself apart. Food is no longer just a necessity. It's a weapon, a currency, and a reason to kill. Groups will...
Yep. And that's why you got to be caught with it, then without it. That's the number one thing you need. I remember Mike, the land purchaser of UP Farms. I remember he said, man, what do you do? He was like, Breed, what's the first thing that you want in case of an emergency? You know, what's the first item, the one item that you would get? And I'm thinking like water. You know, I'm thinking of like something that, you know, you need to survive. I'm thinking water, food. I'm thinking flashlights. He's like, look, if you got a firearm, a pow pow, you got water, you got food, you got a vehicle, you got everything you need. Because in a world like that, you're going to do what you got to do. Especially if you got children. You're going to do what you got to do. That's just, you will be surprised how uncivilized society is until things hit the fan, till ish hit the fan. But it's true. And this is how the mass majority think, right? If they got that, that's how they gonna move. Us, we ain't gonna be in those type of situations if we obedient. Let's go.
Form, not to help, but to hunt. Farmers and preppers will be prime targets as starving mobs look for anyone who has food. Neighbors will turn on each other. Violence will erupt over scraps. By day 30, the country will be unrecognizable. Starvation and chaos will reign. The cities will burn as looters and arsonists take what they can and destroy the rest. In rural areas, farmers and ranchers will barricade themselves, fighting off attackers who want their crops and livestock. For those who haven't prepared,
you gotta protect what's yours. Y'all give me one moment. I'll be right back.
Supermarket only stocks 3 days worth of food. By day 3, the panic begins. As shelves run dry, people will flock to the store in a frenzy, buying anything they can find. The fresh food is gone, and now the canned goods, bottled water, and boxed meals are disappearing too. Crowds will overwhelm stores, leaving behind empty aisles and shattered glass. As realization sets in, desperation spreads. By the end of week 1, the country grinds to a halt with businesses closed and no new shipments of food, medicine, or fuel. Entire communities will be paralyzed. Amazon and other supply chains will be rendered useless. Hospitals will run out of critical supplies, forcing them to turn people away. Cities will feel like ghost towns as fear and hunger take hold. At week 3, society begins to tear itself apart. Food is no longer just a necessity, it's a weapon, a currency, and a reason to kill. Groups will form, not to help, but to hunt. Farmers and preppers will be prime targets as starving mobs look for anyone who has food. Neighbors will turn on each other. Violence will erupt over scraps. By day 30, the country will be unrecognizable. Starvation and chaos will reign. The cities will burn as looters and arsonists take what they can and destroy the rest. In rural areas, farmers and ranchers will barricade themselves, fighting off attackers who want their crops and livestock. For those who haven't prepared, survival will mean fighting tooth and nail for every crumb. The unprepared will become desperate, and the desperate will do anything to survive. This is
and for those who sitting back and they thinking New Breed, you know, this sounds like scary. It sounds scary. This sounds wild. Like what, you know, what about faith? What about hope? Yes, we got all those things. But I want to break something down to you biblically, right? Because a lot of people get into the spirit of fear when they hear this stuff, but not understanding that this has to happen. This is biblical prophecy. 2 Esdras 16 and 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing no one, but plundering and destroying those who continue to fear the Lord. For they shall destroy and plunder their goods and drive them out of their houses. Then the tested quality of my elect shall be manifest as gold that is tested by fire. You got to understand, some of us got to be willing to go for the Most High. Everybody can talk how they want to talk. Everybody can act like they down and holy and they righteous until somebody's pressing you out to take the mark of the beast. Till you can't eat until you get a computer chip in your hand, an RFID chip. There's a lot of people who talk righteous, but they ain't finna be beheaded. They're not finna die or slide for Christ. They just talking. This is the testing of the saints as well. There's some people who won't make it. All this stuff I'm saying, I might be caught up in that. But the point is, will I stand on principle? Will I be willing to die for Christ? Will I be willing to die keeping my morals in my soul? Will I be willing to go protecting my family and being devoted? Will I be willing to keep my soul not getting the mark? Or would I just be a coward like everybody else? That's the mentality you gotta have. Nothing don't get done if you a coward. Nothing in life gets done if you a coward. And so, you know, we talk about these things because it will come great tribulation. Some of us will escape some of these things. Some of us will be in the right places. Some of us supposed to be martyrs. It's too many people scary. Right now, you're just looking at a video. Well, this is fearful. I mean, they talking about, breaking in homes, and this is Bible. Y'all think these prices just gonna keep going up, and you think all these things are gonna continue happening for what? Is it just gonna stop? No. And a lot of times people get upset because it's more work that they gotta put in. It becomes like a chore to them telling people you gotta prepare. There's a scripture I want y'all to share. And the scripture says, let me see if I can pull this up. Let me pull this up real quick. I'll be quick. I got it. And it's Luke 12:56. Ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky and of the earth, but how is it that ye do not discern this time? How is it that you can discern when the weather is bad, when you can look in the sky and see to get an umbrella because it's cloudy outside? How can you discern what's going on in the weather, but you can't discern what's going on in society? How could you not see that America is cooking up a recipe for destruction, and this place is going to reach a boiling point at some point? You will be a fool and be ignorant not to prepare. There's scoffers out there that talk bad about preparing. Imagine that. They did the same thing to Noah. Noah, why you building an ark? It's going to rain and ain't going to stop. They did the same thing to Noah. So they damn sure going to do it to you and me. Since people so against preparing, don't go to the grocery store. Don't buy food for your family because that's preparing. Now, when you just think about how stupid that is, that there's people out there who are anti-preparing, but they're hypocrites because you buy food for the next 3 weeks in your house, right? The Bible said don't worry about what you're going to eat the next day, right? So why y'all buying groceries? Y'all hypocrites. Don't worry about what you're going to wear the next day or what you shall eat. But you're going to the grocery store buying groceries for a month's worth of groceries for you and your family. Why? Because you're preparing. But denial is a motherfucker, ain't it? People walk around with denial. And there's people out there with a position of influence who don't want to use their influence the right way. Because a lot of people want to keep entertaining you and keep lining their pockets up. They don't want to yield to a greater responsibility. Anything that's bigger than themselves, anything that's selfless, anything where they're serving the people, anything they got to come out their comfort zone, it's a damn problem. The Bible says to much is given, much is received. Or to much is given, much is required. And I'm predominantly speaking about those who are rich, those who have the ability. So we just listen to Kanye West talking about we need to buy land. No, Negro, you need to buy some land. Because these guys will be millionaires and they will talk this talk, but they won't be doing it. They have the resources. Hey, Daniel, what's going on, bro?
No, Bree, what's going on now? I was having some technical difficulties with this Wi-Fi. It goes off and on at times. Real tough, like.
What area are you in? I said, what area are you in? Look like you got a bad connection, bro. Try next time. I'm telling you.
In rural areas, farmers and ranchers will barricade themselves, fighting off attackers who want their crops and livestock. For those who haven't prepared, survival will mean fighting tooth and nail for every crumb. The unprepared will become desperate, and the desperate will do anything to survive. This is the reality of what happens when the trucks stop. Prepare now before it's too late.
That's right. But you got people preparing for New Year's. You got people preparing for the damn ball to drop. Y'all prepare for that, right? Prepare to follow the two-faced God, the two-faced deity. Hold on real quick. Let me see. Where more corruption and lewdness continues. Hey, they already told you the party's over. Damn Pope Gregory the 13th in the 16th century. That's who made the Gregorian calendar. That's what got y'all thinking it's damn New Year's on January 1st and not the spring.
Bro.
What's going on? Let me make sure I say your name right. Bam Yahuwah?
Yeah.
What's
yeah,
poppin',
shalom
brother?
to every last one of y'all. What's up with y'all?
Oh man, everybody is cooling, man. The chat been lit. What area you calling from, bro?
I'm originally from New Orleans, but I'm in Mississippi right now.
Okay. So do you see
Yeah,
anything?
but for what you were saying like a couple of durations back about what you were saying to speak on, it I'm getting gang stalked real heavy and all that there. But besides that, man, how life is, I be calling like how we need to come together and stuff like that. We need, just like how the Rothschilds is. Excuse me if I'm saying they name on here.
Oh, it's all
So
good.
excuse me for that. But besides that, you know, they sit around the tables and they put all their money together, and we can't. Some of us can't put our money together to help each other out to try
That's
to
right.
calling. You know, the gather ourselves like your UP phones and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I be digging that. That's real right there. You feel me?
Man, I
So
appreciate
I'm
that.
like, some of us can't put our money together to help stuff out like that. Like how they did with Black Wall Street and stuff.
No,
But
that's
as
a
I be
fact.
looking around down here, man, it's just like terrible.
What do you think
And
it
on the
is
gang
that keep?
stalking level, terrible too.
Hold on, let me get you at one point at a time. What do you think it is that's keeping our people from putting resources together and building? What do you think it is? The number one
Just like with the porn, I was just finna to say about the Rothschilds. If they and all the other rich people, the Jews and all that, excuse me for saying that on there on your channel.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead, you
if they
got it.
go sit down and realizations and see what they could do to destroy us, why we can't sit down as I individuals, like how we was with like Dave and them and then the rest, and
Right.
just come to the table for those who really in agreement and put our funds together and whatsoever to build what we need to build and
Right.
trying to get out of Babylon and have a great time and stuff like that on
Right.
like your UP farms and stuff.
Right. And you know, I mean, that's the goal right there. I mean, and this I think what's stopping our people from really coming together, it's a spirit of preeminence. You know,
That too, and fear.
yeah,
Fear
it's
too.
fear. You know what? Fear might be the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Fear might be the biggest thing because, like I was saying earlier, man, it's Stockholm syndrome. When we used to the luxuries that we have, just everything that
The spoil.
yeah, we got Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Everything they've given us, we're afraid to go out there and learn how to till the soil. And mind you, these are things we knew in slavery. And I would argue, I would argue that we were more free because
thank you.
When we escaped, we were still able to live in the woods and know what plants we can eat. When we ran away, we actually ran to freedom. All it took was them to slap a grocery store, and then we start getting comfortable. We stopped learning. They just reprogrammed us, made us stagnant, and it made us slaves. You know what I'm saying? And you got to come
Now
to
what I
time
can say about for me being down here in Mississippi,
right
now my grandma, she passed away, She taught me how to plant and all that stuff y'all be doing on UPA phones.
Yes, sir.
I know how to do all that stuff, shooting all that stuff. You understand me? But I'm trying to get on some herbal stuff. You feel
Right.
me? Organic stuff
Yes,
like
sir.
that. Trying to learn a lot of stuff like that. I already got a book like certain plants you could
Right.
eat, stuff
Yep.
like that. So I already got one, and I'm trying to learn that right now, dude.
That's
But
what's
I
up.
wish our people could, mainly the ones who more close to us, like on these channels. If I know some of them scared about stuff and they luxurious, they spoils what they been like you said, been conditioned with just to sit there. No, if we sit there, Hosea said it best. If my children been
Right.
called by my names and humble themselves and quit from these sins, I will come humble their land.
Humble.
And them
Yep.
Gentiles do not want that land to be humble, because Yeshua, just like he was doing way back in the biblical days in the Torah, I already know he gonna come through and smash everything up and heal that land.
That's real talk. Hey, man, that's straight from the word. And I wanted to respond to this comment real quick. It says, for that amount of land to run water and utilities, you're looking at a multi-million-dollar project, fam. You need grants and government funding. See, that's the mentality that keeps us in bondage.
Right. But you
Why
gonna
do
think
look,
over
why,
that.
look, let me respond to this, right? Why
Go
do
ahead, go
we
ahead.
need why would we need that when we the number one consumers?
Thank you.
And we the people at the bottom going through the most. Why would we need that? You would think at this point it would be a survival thing.
Right.
We would be thinking about our children's children, like, yo, we
Because
gotta
I say one thing.
yeah,
Because
yes,
we
sir.
gonna end up living off grid anyway.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly. And so, you know, that's the mentality that a lot of our people got. Now, let's say hypothetically, because this is what I keep getting, let's say we do that. New Breed, y'all done
Right.
sold out. Y'all done
Thank
sold out.
In a quick way.
Do you see? We can't win. Oh, y'all done sold out. Y'all done went ahead and funded the land. Why y'all didn't go through us? Y'all didn't want to help. Y'all didn't want to do the legwork. Y'all was like, oh, UP Farms, where the Wi-Fi at? Where this at? We needed y'all. See, the land is ours. So you know that point that brother just brought up, this is the issue right here. That's the issue. But I'm gonna let some more brothers join
All
on,
right.
man. Hey
All
man,
right,
make
shalom
sure
to all y'all.
Absolutely, man. Make sure you pull up on the next land event, bro.
All right, I'm trying to do a little something. I'm trying to get my I'm trying to do a DIY on my car, because I've been paying attention I've been following you for many years.
That's what's up, man.
You know what I'm saying? You been speaking the truth. But shalom to all y'all, though. I ain't about to hold y'all up. You feel what I'm saying?
Thank you, brother. Anytime.
All right, thank
man.
you. All right, shalom.
All right, we're gonna bring in Speaker Yahweh. What's going on with you, fam?
Hey, nothing, man. How you doing, Breed?
Man, I'm doing well. Can't complain. What area are you calling from?
Philly.
Okay, you up in Philly, man. We got a lot of the brothers in Philly. That's your Wittaz's hometown. So, and we got a few sisters out there. How's things going out there? Like, is there certain things you noticing or seeing out there, just specifically in that area?
I don't really get out too much into the, into the mix, so to speak. But having my ear to the, to the floor and listen to some things. I mean, it's really slow motion, to be honest with you. No one's really, no one's even thinking about, revolution or, coming together. That and, you got a lot of different personalities, in this area or in Philly or claim to be from Philly, but they're not organizing anything in Philly. You know what I'm saying? They may say they may have the people and the attention of the people. No one's really paying them any mind. No one's really paying them a lot of attention or anything like that. However, I do feel like they feel a shift coming, and everyone's trying to figure out, how that tide gonna move and how to get, how to get on board with it, how to be a part of it. And then and for the most part, everyone's really trying to stay out the way. Being in Philly, it's not people live in fear, but people live cautious in Philly. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
So far as this particular program here, man, is there any talking points you want to kind of harp on and give a message to the people that, you know, aren't quite ready, or they have that docile mentality where they're not thinking of anything outside of where they at? What would you say to that?
Well, I would actually say for people to really broaden their horizons, like broaden their perspective. And when I say broaden their perspective, I'm talking about in all areas, not just like land and stuff that we're talking about revolution, but I'm talking about spiritually. And
Yes.
for the most part, a lot of the religious people, when I say broaden your perspective, because a lot of people get stuck, in scripture, trying to um piece it all together themselves, and all these different doctrines and stuff. So people end up, you know, having certain disagreements and discussions about doctrine and what's right, what's wrong, instead of looking at the overall mission. Like, what's the overall plan? Like, how are you supposed to look at the end? And I try to tell people at the end, we're supposed to all be together. So all these different, camps and all these different segments and stuff. And I can't stand the Hebrew Israelite. The whole thing is that all these people have followers in all these different areas. And if we can just say, if we could just take the doctrine out, let's take the doctrine out of what's going on and just go by what everyone's talking about doing behind the doctrine. Like, they're supposed to be gathering together. They're supposed to be getting off the oppressive system. They're supposed to be becoming sovereign citizens. All of these things that everyone's talking about, but doctrine gets in the way of us collectively coming together.
Keep us divided.
Right. It keeps us divided. We tell people, like, look, I don't even want to argue over who's Christ and not Christ, or who you believe is and who you believe ain't. And how about if we have the same ideas? We're all talking about the same thing, but we keep saying we're not going to do it if you don't fall under our, doctrine. Because I just had a guy just earlier tell me that unless I bow down to his Christ, unless I bow down to who they call Christ, then we can't come together. And I'm like, well, how about, there's a lot of messengers, there's a lot of leaders in different areas, and ain't nobody really willing to take that step and say, I'm gonna bow down to something that they really haven't thoroughly investigated. How about we get that part out the way, come together, you bring your people, your followers, I bring mine, and then they can figure out whether or not, we're doing this together, and who should potentially be a leader. Because everybody want to be the leader.
Yep. That's why I talked about the preeminence that's on people. Everybody want to be the HNIC, and that's not working, and what you're saying is absolutely true. And I like to give this example. When we work for these corporations that we work for in America, there's people there of all belief systems, but we go to work every day and we get the job done. You working next to a Muslim, you working next to a lady who's Christian, another person who's atheist, another person who's agnostic. But guess what? Y'all can come into that building under our oppressors and make that owner of that company rich. But if we talking about coming together, it's like, bro, new moon Sabbath or this Sabbath or that. Look, bro, we got a job to do. We in survival mode. We're not playing church no more. Them days are over. Them days are over. Now it's time to get into gear. Look, everybody not going to agree on everything. The scriptures itself say we see the truth through a murky lens. I don't got all the answers. You don't have all the answers. We don't have all the answers. But we can see truth in part. The Most High made it that way. We're not meant to see it all. But what we are meant to do is what the scriptures say: gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. We the nation not desired. When are we going to put away our differences? That's real talk.
Yeah, and because I was talking to a guy earlier, because I be champion the Yahweh Gather.us site. I've been doing that a lot in the last couple of weeks. Only because, I'm like, that's in the same line that I actually went on and did it. That's how I got my sovereign sit. I went through that site and got the paperwork and things like that. So I know that portal works. And so it's not my portal per se. It's a portal to get this work done. So I'd send people there and they're like, well, are you in charge of that site? And blah, blah. I said, no, I'm not in charge of the site. It's people lead. There's a lot of different things going on, and a lot of people have assignments. Somebody's got an assignment for that. I don't even care who's running that site, as long as they're running it well enough for us to get done what we're trying to get done, which is, hey, you can get your citizenship, you can join the United Nations of Israel, you can do this, you can do that. That's what I need done. I need that done myself, and I don't have the time. I don't want to take the time to build it myself, like get my own site, get the documents. Why should we do that when we can come collectively together and use that one portal? We can use that portal for all of us, for
Right, right,
everything.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Instead of somebody saying, "Well, I'm gonna create my own site and we're gonna do it this way," and now you got to get our paperwork and we already got it all. They got it already set up over here. Why don't we just use that and then figure
right,
out the next move? You know what I'm saying? But that's
right.
the problem. Like I said, everybody want to be in charge of it. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? They feel like there's going to be some type of monetary benefit to being in charge of it, and that's what I feel like they're like. That's what's really what's motivating them. They
Yep,
feeling like they got to be on top because when the finances come through, they'll be on top of it. And it's like y'all really don't. Y'all
yep,
got the motive. The motive is
yep.
all messed.
And that's what's been going on with a lot of different organizations and groups. And for the record, I don't know if I've told people this, but I'm sure I have told people this. But let me remind you, I'm not personally a part of any organizations whatsoever. I do know what website you're speaking of, and I do know some of the issues that's going on over there. I personally do not affiliate with that particular site or anybody who has anything to do with it. For the record, I have to put that out there because some people, when you promote a website, they like, hey, let me go over there. I think that's connected to Breed. No, I used to be connected with a group that I'm no longer connected with because of this very same thing the brother's speaking about. But that's the most I'm gonna say about that. And for whatever reason, they sent me a cease and desist. So they don't even want me talking about them. So I won't even talk about them. They sent me a cease and desist just out of fear that I might talk about them. So I don't have nothing to say. I just don't have nothing to do with that organizational group or connected to that site. For the record, I have to put that out there, brother.
Okay.
But I do understand where you coming from. You just want to see how people come together, but you really answered your own question. See, the issue is people want financial gain. And it's like, let's knock off these people because we think it's a certain amount of support that comes with it. And they want that support. And so that's what you see. You see that going on in social media. Let me knock this one down because I think I can inherit the support that this one gets. And that's what goes on in a lot of these organizations as well. So the line of work that we have geared ourselves towards, meaning the brothers and sisters that I build with, it's just land development. Let's get the bare minimums, the bare essentials. Now we can circle back later on IDs and things like that. We could circle back later, but look, we on some stuff like let's get the bare minimum for our people. Let's get running water. Let's get that's what's important to me, and that's what initiative I am on. I do understand where you're coming from, and some things are going to change in the future, pardon me, where we will be able to circle back and do what we need to do as far as that goes. But I am grateful that you brung that up so I can clarify what my stance is on that.
Okay, and that's fine because I also obviously promote UPF. I think that's a great a great initiative that you're involved with, and so I'm looking to be a part of it at some point physically. I'm doing some other things behind the scene, trying to gain access to some financial resources that I think will benefit us collectively. So but just know that everything that I'm doing, I still have UPF as a part of the future of what I'm doing. Like, so once I gain access to
Absolutely.
resources I have that I'm looking to gain access to, I'm looking to push them and funnel them through the UPF and then potentially to some of that land that you talked about over in Africa. So I want to
Absolutely.
be involved in all of it. I feel like the North Carolina, the UPF is a great starting point. Get our feet wet, get everybody's feet wet in terms of, like you said, developing land development. And then, like I said, the bigger goal, the bigger picture is let's get that 200,000 acres out there in Africa and see what we can do with that for our people.
That's what I'm saying. And that our whole thought process was if we can't develop 117 acres in the States, why keep telling people about the land that we have in Africa? Because we have it. It's available.
Right.
But we gotta crawl before we walk. As the saying goes, and that's what we're working on. Crawling before we walk. Will we be able to come together in truth and build something? You know, and it might not even be in my lifetime, but I hope that I can
No, it
see.
will be. No.
It might not be,
I
but
don't even want to cut you off. I don't
yeah,
even like cutting people off. I have to stop you
right.
right there, New Breed. Yes, it will be in your lifetime.
I hope so, brother.
It
I
will
hope
be in
so.
your lifetime. I'm gonna say that myself. It's gonna be in your lifetime because you're a part of this. I've
Absolutely.
already spoken to the Most High about New Breed, and New Breed ain't going nowhere. New Breed is gonna be it. I'm not going nowhere, and if I
Right,
ain't
right.
going nowhere, you're not going nowhere. And if I'm saying we're gonna make this thing work collectively, we're gonna make this thing work. And I want you to be a big part of it because I believe that you really are following after the spirit of the Most High. I've been watching you for almost probably 2 years now, and I've been following everything. I've followed all your situations, other situations with other content creators and everything. I've been monitoring from, just like I said, I'm asking the Most High to reveal to me who He's choosing, and in that He won't let me let you go. He said, "No, New Breed is all the way in on this thing. He just don't know how all the way in he is yet, but you all the way in on this thing already." Like I said, I have a target on my back that I'm comfortable with because I know what what I'm looking to gain access to, that it comes with it. But like I said, once I get access, man, we on, man. We on, yo. And I just want you to
Absolutely.
know that, just to be ready.
No
Just
doubt,
be
bro.
ready.
And you know what? We got to chop it up and break bread, man. You know, we're gonna be doing some events, man. I'm looking forward to meeting you, bro. When the weather breaks, we definitely gonna be going out Myrtle Beach, putting something together where we're gonna rent out a bus to be able to go tour the land, but we're gonna stay somewhere comfortable. Like we're gonna have us a nice little lobby rented out, and just we gotta have that round table talk. You know what I'm saying? With all the brothers who really want to see this thing come to fruition, where we can sit down, really break bread, come up with some ideas, and start making some moves. So hopefully I see you at one of those, and we will definitely continue to build.
And I can just say this right now, you will definitely see me at one of those sometime in the near future.
Man, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, brother. I'm going to let a few more brothers on, and I appreciate your call.
All right, man. Peace. Appreciate you.
Peace.
Appreciate you, man. Shalom and
All right.
peace.
Shalom. Peace. Yes, sir. That's what it's all about, man. We got to network, build, encourage, and come to the table. What's going on? Jay Diesel, Cowboy Monk. What's going on with you, bro?
Hey, bro. I'm watching from Forest City, Arkansas.
Okay.
Thanks for having me on. First thing, it's raining here. I hope the weather's fair where you at, for one thing. I just want to address one major problem. We got this crab and barrel mentality, and I can't stand it. I see it all over the country. I've been driving trucks since 2003. As our people, I mean, it's a crab in a barrel. We got ghettos in everywhere in the world, not just in America. Not every place you can just drive to in America, but all over the world. We got a curse on us. We need to be smarter than this. We need to not have the 2/3 mindset. That's what that is when they say
Yes.
crab the barrel.
Yep.
Okay, now before I forget my ideas, I was thinking about having our own scrapyard and having, to where we can gather our own recyclable materials to get money, generate money off of that,
Yeah.
and use methane to produce electricity. Build our own vehicles that run off of methane. Because I've been all over the country. I want to mention to you, you know how they burn that stuff off. You smell that stink at these oil refineries. These cows poop it. This strong. These cattle pump. That's methane.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you burn it off, you can use it as fuel. Matter of fact, in Indiana, Goshen, Indiana, and in different places in Indiana, they got big landfills. It used to stink real bad up there, smell like greens cooking.
Right.
People were complaining about that stuff.
But you can use that methane.
Yeah,
Actually
I'm
fuel some
glad
stuff.
to hear.
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear somebody say that.
deep down in the South, that's a resource that's easy to access. And yeah, but I want to ask you this because I'm not that educated at it. How would you contain methane though? How do
It's
you
a
go
gas.
about containing it?
It's a gas. You have to, have ways to store it. Any type of gas,
You
like
can
in a
bottle
city
it.
like Atlanta.
I'm sure you can bottle it, but in methane, how do you? Okay, you would have to extract the methane, correct?
Right. I mean, it's abundant. I mean, you know, like I was about to say in the landfill, if you can collect it and burn it off, you can collect it. And if you can collect it, you can make pumps for it to compress it. You compress it under a liquid. You can compress a gas into a liquid. Man, I tell you what, I haul a material they make insulation out of. You know, foam insulation to go around some pipes. What they do is they compress this stuff to a liquid state and they freeze it.
Right.
And then they put it, you know, it's flammable, but they can use it for insulation around your pipes. Yeah, that's
For
all
sure.
it was.
No, but
So I
bro,
think
hey, listen, I definitely, this is something that we need to be in person chopping it up with about, because these ideas, I don't really like letting these people know everything we be coming up with online. I get it, but it's one of them things like, man, people be trying to take your ideas, or they'll target you because you coming up with something they ain't come up with. And this is a public forum, and a lot of people gonna see this. So
I understand. I don't mean
yeah,
to cut you off, but I understand. Rudolph Diesel was the inventor of the diesel engine. He was going to eventually, originally use peanut oil off of that, and they come up with a way to use some kind of other, means to make it. They killed him. They assassinated
that's what
Rudolph Diesel.
that's what I'm talking about, brother. Like
I
I'm
know. I'm not afraid.
Let me no, you shouldn't be. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. There are some brothers that we link up with that come to the land. They got some stuff, man, that like you have to be there to believe it. Like you have to show up to hear what the brothers are saying. And some of the stuff is a lot of the stuff is geared towards health. If I was to say some of that stuff on here, they shut the whole platform is shut down. So the point I'm trying to make is these type of discussions, we need to in person chop it up, man. Like I said, we're gonna be throwing these events, and I'm looking forward to meeting every brother that I touch bases with, if Lord willing. But I do have some time restraints, and I want to get to as many callers as possible. But
Let me say a couple more. Let me say a couple more things.
Yes, sir.
Get some mason jars and some pressure cookers and learn how to can your own food. I've seen this online.
That's right. That's right.
Last 15 years before I forget to say that. Yeah, I saw this online. But hey, man, thanks for letting me talk out of Port City, Arkansas. It's always a pleasure. Shalom.
Yes,
love
sir.
y'all.
You
I'm going to
too.
go back to the chat.
For sure. Shalom, brother. Peace. All right. We're going to be bringing in Perpetual Learner. What's going on with you, brother? Shalom. Peace.
Shalom, Nubri. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing well. What state you calling from, bro?
Wisconsin. I'm in the Midwest.
Okay, Midwest in the building. What's going on out there?
To be honest with you, a lot of paganism. Yeah. I'm recently just learning that the indoctrination was stolen from Hebrew Israelites, and I just been recently I just took off my cross because I know my real cross is the word. And I appreciate your channel because it seems like every day or every time I tapped in, I'm learning something new. So most definitely appreciate you and everything that you're doing, because I know that it's from Yah. So all
Thank you,
praises to
brother.
the Most High.
Absolutely.
And congratulations on your newborn.
For sure. Thank you, brother.
First time on
Appreciate
the
it.
platform. And yeah, man, I just want to say I appreciate you. Kind of tapped in late, but that video that you were sharing, it's all Bible prophecy. So
Yes, for sure. And and it's not one of those things that the elected should be afraid of, but we should be moving accordingly. As men of the Most High, these type of conversations that we having, this really pushes the nation forward. And I want you to know that you're a part of that. And every brother who joins the day, we are moving the nation forward, having these type of congregations.
yes,
And
sir.
sometimes it even takes, one of the brothers came on like, bro, he had to remind me of certain things. It's iron sharpened iron.
Yes, sir.
And And that's what we on over here, exchanging this info and really making things happen, right?
Yes,
So,
and
yes, sir.
to piggyback off that, yeah, my family, we went to a Baptist church, so that was my belief system. But like I said, recently I've been learning that Israel is the main culture up for our people,
That's what's
and
up. So this is
and
recent. This is recent.
yes, yes, sir, as of like
Oh,
today, like really. So
wow.
I've been just trying to do my homework and like learn as much as I can. But my message to the chat would be never stop learning, because you will always learn something, new every day. You can learn from
Mhm.
a toddler, you can learn
That's
from an
right.
elder. So I'm
That's
a
right.
little nervous, but other than that,
No,
I
take your
know
time,
that
bro.
I know that I want to slide for y'all. So that was my purpose
Man.
of hitting your platform, man. And I appreciate you, brother. I promise you, like words can't even explain it from like the bottom of my heart.
Oh man, praises to the most high, man. You know, it's all family, bro.
Yes,
And
sir.
man, thank you for joining. And it's a blessing that through the most pagan time of the year, you just came into the truth. Knowing
Yes,
who you
sir.
are, at least knowing your identity and what direction you want to go with it. And look, your name is Perpetual Learning. I think you're gonna live up to that, brother. And that's what we need, brothers who want the knowledge and can, you know, articulate the knowledge like you have in just a short amount of time. So, man, thank you for that, brother. Feel free to join anytime.
Okay.
Show up to the events if you can, and we meet in person, chop it up, and talk real kingdom business, real nation business.
Yes, sir. And I wanted to thank you for the merch. It's amazing. I know I'm gonna be
Thanks.
purchasing more. I want the one where you have that sweater with the sword on it, and
Oh yeah.
also the renewal of your mind shirt. I think that is
Oh
a
yeah.
very key one. So,
For sure.
hey,
Yep.
shalom to you in the chat. I appreciate you for letting me up, bro. I'm
Thank you, man.
definitely gonna tap in whenever I can, because every day there's something new to learn. So,
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. All right.
shalom.
Shalom. Peace. All right. We got brother Daniel Stone in the building. What's up with you, bro?
New breed. Hey, what's going on? Now I'm blessed.
Hey.
I'm coming from Oakland, California.
Okay. Oakland's in the building.
There's a lot of gang stalking, a lot of prospects of other origins. I'm a man of God. The Most High Yahweh, and seeing everybody doing a lot of riffraffs.
Mm.
Uh, they like to play the lottery out here real tough, and the lotto numbers out here is very big. So I'm very skeptical of people, places, and things, ideas, and just the whole get down. And
Absolutely.
I had a
And
big had a
I want to
go
touch on
ahead.
gang stalking as well. And I'm gonna start putting out more material on that. You just reminded me that I really need to speak on that more because it's happening more and more often in these cities, and it's for various reasons. It's certain things that they're trying to implement far as surveillance goes. And of course, in
Right.
society, there's going to be people that they want to keep a closer eye on, opposed to the surveillance that they setting up to keep an eye on everybody, the so-called eye in the sky with all these satellites. But also, they still want to provoke God's people at the same time. So that's something definitely I'm gonna be bringing out a lot of sources on that. But I want to say this: no, brother Daniel, that gang stalking and the different tactics they using, just understand it's a spiritual war. You know what I'm saying? We're not battling against flesh and blood. And these people, they're gonna have to deal with the consequences for what they're doing. But
Mhm.
I know that you seeing a lot of stuff going on in LA, and where again we said Compton, or is it Oakland,
Oakland,
California.
Oakland.
So is
Yeah,
there
yeah.
anything that you're seeing surveillance wise out there other than it's just
Like
the
yeah,
gang stuff? Yep.
putting ideas, giving up too much information. They're really watching like how I interact with people, the wisdom that I have, the things I know. Not wanting too many people to come close and make any connections, you know?
Right, that part. Yeah, they doing the isolation programs. And see, that's why it's important for us to be around each other, man. Where we can govern our own land and our own place. And we networking, and ain't nobody coming in there sowing discord or doing nothing out of pocket. And that's what we working towards.
You've been big on my eyeballs. You know, I've been watching you for a while, and it's like, wow, like you're very big, and you have a lot of wisdom and understanding on people, places, and things, and how to continually move from spot to spot. You know, feeling frequencies and things like that.
Thank you, brother. That's all praises to the Most High, man. A little bit of life experiences, and as well as the Lord just giving me the utterance to be able to convey that to the people. So I just give all praises to Him, and no doubt some of those things that you know that these perps are trying to keep you, you know, isolated from other people. There'll be a time where you're going to be able to share those things. You understand? You're going to be able to share those things, brother. And it's going to be very beneficial to the nation. And I know it. I know there's some knowledge and wisdom in there that's what they do. They isolate you because they don't want it out. But you'll have your opportunity to really to expound on that. Sometimes it's about
thank you.
Sometimes it's just about moving and getting out of our comfort zones and different things of that nature. But we definitely gonna chop it up, bro. We're gonna chop it up.
I would love to. I would love to.
For sure.
And,
yeah, we'll chop it up.
The females, you know, a lot of deception, a lot of snakes coming out because of the fire and the heat. The weather's going a little crazy. A lot of chemtrails, a lot of perpetual evil, a lot of evil.
Right. But we're gonna chop it up, brother. I'm gonna let a few more people in. And I hate to cut you off, but you know, I'm gonna come up with these time constraints. But I'm gonna definitely hey, listen, every brother who joined, y'all just make sure y'all hit me up on through the email or whatever the case is, so I'm able to put y'all in the data or whatever, or even on Instagram too. Either way, just stay in touch after this. All right.
Hallelujah. Bless.
Hallelujah. Thank you, brother. All right. Peace. All right. We got Brother Lee. What's going on with you, fam?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You're loud and clear.
Yeah, I want to talk about that land, man. When you were discussing about the land that we need to try to get and everything too. But I want to tell you about me a little bit. I'm from Memphis, but I stay in South Haven, Mississippi. Born and raised in Memphis. I moved out of Memphis when I was 25. My parents, they still stay there. They been married for 53 years, so they up in age now. So, and I had got my first house when I was 25 years old. I used to work on the river on the barges. I used to be gone 6 months out of a year.
Okay.
And my dad, he taught me the game on how to get a house and everything, because he went to the military. He did 30 years in the Navy. So he was like, you know, don't get no apartment, get you a house. You can pay the same thing with a mortgage and you own it. You see what I'm saying? You pay taxes on it. So now I'm in the stage now. I got one child, you know what I'm saying? So I had my first child when I was 27. I'm 34 right now.
Okay.
But you know, got me a job. I'm working, doing pretty good for myself. But I've been looking at that land too, because I'm in the process right now trying to get my own business. I don't want to say because I don't want everybody to know what I'm finna be doing. But you know, but it's in motion. It's in working right now.
Right.
But with the land though, the ideas I was looking at too is that if we're gonna get land, we need to have our own water, like you said, on our land. Because I've been looking at.
Let me make it clear. We got land.
We
got water too.
Okay.
We got two. I think it's either 2 or 3 wells dug now at this point.
You ever thought about having your own solar panels? Because in Mississippi, it's a house that I know in Mississippi. I think he got about like maybe 5 acres of land, maybe 10. But man, when you go out there, he got like a whole row of nothing but like solar panels. And then in the back of the house, he got his own water and everything. So I was like, man, I said, I wonder how much he spends just to get his own solar panels. And, you know, all he ain't got to really worry about nothing, really. Just to maybe probably pay taxes and, you know what I'm saying, utility bill, like, you know, keep the air running and stuff like that. But like, far as light and water, he ain't got to pay that with the city. You know what I'm saying? And I was looking at that too. If I ever did my land, I wanted to do that, and along with have my own garden, and then along with having my own store in the land too, so I could sell like vegetables. And I like to go fishing because my dad taught me how to fish when I was a little kid. So I like to catch brim, crappie, bass. You know what I'm saying, and sell it inside the store, and then have people from the city, just in case like the food don't be stocked in the city. They could just come on, you know what I'm saying, somebody's property, land, you just advertise it on the internet or whatever like that. Say, hey, we got food over here, we got fruits, we got vegetables. Cause like in Memphis, we used to have a store called Easy Way. It's gone now, but the Easy Way store, it had like greens, bell peppers, you know what I'm saying, apples, all type of stuff in there. It just went out of business though, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna get our land, we could get it. It's just people, I wouldn't say people ain't scared to do it. I say people, they just don't know the resource. They hear it, but they don't know how to establish and get to that point. I say, man, go on YouTube, look it up, just type it in, it'll show you. Or go online. You know what I'm saying? That's what I had to do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know,
that's exactly what we the type of brothers like you, bro, that's what we want on the land. Who's thinking outside the box. Initially, you brung up a business.
Yeah.
That's what we want. We want you to think business minded and then think about the home, because you got to have a source of income, right?
Yeah,
you got to focus on like the trade and what, you know, how you're going to make a living. Then you do that, and then you go ahead and build you a house there. And see, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people don't have that mentality right there. Like, land is space, free space. Somebody telling you, my bad, somebody telling you free space and you can do what you want with it. Most people of the other nations going to take full advantage of something like that, because you know how much it costs just for you to rent a lot to build a business. That's why it's not a lot of storefronts out there. But we're telling you, look, come over here, build what you want, put your project proposal in, set up shop, and then you can start building stuff over there. You know, that's how it works. You show us what your plan is, how you think you're going to do this, chart it out. And look, I don't gain nothing from that. Only thing I gain from that is seeing my people come together, seeing my people create their own community. That's what I gain from it. And so a lot of people don't think that way, but that's how you do it. You got to focus on setting up. See, me personally, I got supplementary income. I get to work from my computer or work from here or work from there. So it gives me a little leisure to build something on there. I got a Mongolian yurt that's being built on there, and that's something I can rent out if I want to. That could be a business, and till I build my house there. See, that's the mentality. And there's a lot of you brothers out there, a lot of you sisters out there who are entrepreneurs. You know how to, some of you ladies, y'all know how to do hair, y'all know how to crochet.
Oh yeah, it's like that in Memphis now.
Yeah,
they do plenty of her in Memphis. Like, but I be like, man, what are they doing with their money though? Cause in Memphis, it's a cool. Like, I love my city, man. I love my city to death. It's a hatred town because they don't want everybody to do good and stuff. But in that city, everybody wanna, you know what I'm saying, try to outdo everybody. They want to wear the Jordans. They want to have the freshest cars with the rims on. This all in Memphis now. But ain't nobody thinking like when I'm thinking, like trying to expand, man. Like, come on now, like cars and rims and clothes and J's. That shit cool. But at the end of the day, what you doing? You still ain't doing nothing.
Exactly.
You still bullshit. You feel what I'm saying?
Same cycle. Yep. Going in the same cycle.
So, and then when you step out of that comfort zone and then you go do this and do that, then when somebody see it, now they want to try to rob you and take it. You know what I'm saying? You work too hard for it. You like, nah, bro, like it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So I can help you, But I'm not feeling, you know what I'm saying, let you sabotage it and take it. You see what I'm saying?
That
It's a
part.
difference. So, but it's just,
Exactly.
you know, we just gotta have that mindset, man. People gotta quit being afraid of getting off that porch. If you got off the porch when you was young and you got your first job and you start working and had your first car, okay, keep on going. Why you going back to the porch? You got
That
off the porch and did this right here. You see what I'm saying?
what
But
man.
it's just a
Hey,
lot of
you,
people, man, and they ain't thinking like that, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
yes, sir.
and,
Now
and I'm like,
you keeping it 100, man. That's real
yeah,
talk, and
I had to,
that's the mentality you gotta develop. Yep.
I had to cut out a lot of people, man, because you know I lost my grandmama in 2019, and I remember my grandma used to tell me all the time, "You ain't got no friends out here." She from South Memphis, you see what I'm saying? She was
Yep.
like, "You ain't got no friends out here. Ain't no such thing as friends. You got family that you could trust that ain't gonna cross you, and you got family that you can't trust. You see what I'm saying? You got friends out here they just trying to get what you trying to get. You see what I'm saying? They say they happy for you, but they just happy in that moment till they ready to take what you got. You see what I'm saying? So
Man,
my
what?
pops preached that too all the time. He always preached that. He military strict. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
for
we
sure.
all grew up in the same household. Me, my brother, my sister. So I'm the baby. So and my
Right, right,
brother's the oldest. So you know, so
right.
yeah, it's real. It's real, new breed for real. It's real.
Yeah, no,
You know?
I believe it, man. I believe it, and oh man, you right on point with it, brother. I'm looking forward to meeting you, fam, and
Yeah,
we gonna
hey,
chop it up.
I'm when I get my money right, I would definitely
Oh,
be
for
out there.
sure,
You
for
know what I'm saying?
sure.
I'm just trying to get some things right now, get my son right,
No
get the,
doubt.
you know what I'm saying, these bills knocked down and stuff like that. But it's gonna come together. I'm telling you. And when they do come together, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna reach out to you. I want you to come out here on my land, see what I got too. When I do get
Okay.
that land.
Hey, that's what
Yeah.
it's about, bro. Hey, we got to
Okay.
support each other through all this, man. But thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
joining, bro. Feel free to join anytime, bro. Shalom.
Yes, sir.
Peace. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. See, brothers is thinking long term, man, not just the short term glory, man. That's what be getting people hemmed up. And he made some real good points about getting off that porch. Some of us became entrepreneurs, left the 9 to 5. Let's use that as an example. It don't stop right there. It don't stop right there. Now get you a piece of land. You know what I'm saying? Now let's get the home. Let's get the storefront. In a world where all the storefronts are going away, in America, they about to have the retail apocalypse. Meanwhile, the children of God gonna be trading amongst each other, having barter systems, having our own currency, having our own storefronts. We look, imagine living in a community, you ain't worried about nothing going on out in the world. That's a goal. I'm telling you, man, it's not unreasonable and it's not impossible. For real. It's really not. I'm gonna bring Jaleel in. What's going on, Jaleel?
What's good? What's good, new B?
Hey, what's popping? Let me see if I can get you on screen here. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Wait one moment.
All right.
Let me see. All right, there we go. What's going on? What's going on?
I'm just cruising along, listening to you live.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I see Broken Matrix in the building. Salute. It's good to see you, bro. If you ever want to click on the link, you already know you more than welcome. But Jaleel, what's going on? What city you in, bro? I think you joined us before. What city you in?
I'm in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Oh, you right up the street from you in the mix. I met you in
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. Well, not in not in person, but I've been on lot. I've been on a couple lives a while
Okay.
back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. I'm glad to have you back on, bro. So what's going on in Fayetteville right now?
Just a lot of paganism and as I'm like cruising along, I see a lot. I see like plenty of homelessness
Yeah.
and
You know what?
so
Yeah, I heard that. I was just chilling with some friends out there and in North Carolina. Shout out to my friend. Shout out to you with Desire and as looking out. We stayed out there. They looked out and gave us a place, and they were telling us about the homelessness going on out in Charlotte too. You know,
Oh
that's
wow.
yeah. But no, I'm gonna let you talk. I ain't gonna cut you off.
Oh, you good. So 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 what I'm thinking about is like I've been so besides the paganism, well, like so what I've been like thinking about is like what my goals are gonna be like because one of my main goals is to like help like people like understand the truth. I know,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I know not everybody's gonna understand it. Some are gonna stay ignorant, but at least, yeah, at least, like I want to like have like open minded. I want to like build with like open minded folk, open minded people.
And that's what it's about. And Jalil, and I'm gonna say this. It's good that you craving that because that means you tired of the same rigmarole, the same run of the mill stuff that's going on with people out here in the world. And having
For
an
sure.
open mind, being around open-minded people, man, that sharpens you. And it's refreshing. I can
Oh yeah.
remember the last jamboree, man, I could remember feeling depressed coming back home because I was around all these people who were like-minded. It was almost like a whole nother world. It was like,
Oh,
bro, it was like another world, man. All the love, all the embrace, all of the building that was going on. It was like, bro, we on a camping trip. And mind you, the next event ain't even gonna be camping. It's gonna be more comfortable. Let's just put it that way. But we on a
that's what's
camping
good.
trip, but it feels like we just building in luxury just because everybody's sharing among each other, everybody's honoring each other, everybody's being respectful. You know, if one person don't have something, the other person got it. And that right there showed me the possibilities. And
That's
that's why
good.
I won't stop this work. I won't stop this work.
And a lot of positive energy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can relate. Yeah, I can relate to that as well.
Yeah.
Cause what's it called? Cause what's it called? I currently do like DoorDash. I work. I have like other jobs as well, but what's it called for like? What's it called for like my my long like I be like thinking of my long goals because I know like DoorDash. I know you been like saying about DoorDash like what's called AI is gonna like take over eventually. And so I'm thinking about that,
Right.
thinking of just what I could like do in life that could like benefit like others like because I'm into cars right now. I know my makes and models, mechanics, mechanics. I'm getting to that, so I'm thinking about that as well.
Right. And listen, just because DoorDash is going to eventually do AI, don't move in fear and all of that. But I'm glad that,
Yeah,
yeah, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes I'm saying stuff on these streams just so you could take certain preemptive measures and things of that nature. But I'm glad to hear that you thinking about what your interests are and how you can implement that to other works when it comes to what we building and stuff. So that's a blessing. But Jalil, I want to
yeah.
allow a few more people on. You already know you
All
can chop
right,
it up with us and join anytime, brother.
all right,
All right. Peace and blessings to you. All right.
all right.
All right. I'm gonna bring sister Sabrina. Sabrina Ford, what's going on with you, sister? Hello.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing? About time we got a lady, we got some ladies on here now. I think in the backdrop. It's good to see you, Sabrina. How you doing?
I am very blessed and I love your show. And I've been putting my
Thank you.
family on. I live in Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
And I am in a state that would be approximately 98% satanic worship. And when
Wow.
I say that, I don't say it lightly, as I been delivered from the street life and I used to sell drugs to these people. I've watched them cut goat heads, drink the blood, the orgies, you name it. I can
Wow.
talk about it. So I love listening to you because it's hard to find people to stimulate my brain and just a brain period for those of us who really think outside the box. and utilize the gifts and the talents that God has given us. And I'm in a state that I'm eventually moving out of here, but I know that I'm being led by God to make this my headquarters, because one thing I can tell you, you can generate some money. So anybody that come to Seattle, Washington, you broke by choice.
Right.
So at the end of the day, like, you can make it well here. However, when it comes to wanting to think independent, when it comes to what you're talking about, you know, doing the land and dealing with raising your own food and all those different things. This used to be a state that was known as the Evergreen City.
Yes.
And it's decreasing in that because we've allowed a lot of genetically modified agriculture to come in. We've allowed our voices to be silenced, and it's not really a big population of African Americans here. And then the Africans, nothing personal against them. My background, my dad is Nigerian, my mom is Sierra Leone, but I was born in America and grandmother from the South. So I was blessed to have people to teach me about my culture. So I'm not sleeping in that area. However, I think it's time for us as brothers and sisters to really wake up and understand what's taking place. One of the things that I see that I want women to understand, and that's why I decided to come on here, is because we got feminism versus feminists. And a lot of women get mad at me when I talk about that, because I preach the gospel, I share the gospel. I do nonprofit work. I help at-risk families and, you know, people coming out of the criminal justice system. I write grants. I do all that stuff. But one of the biggest things that I love is agriculture, food, and medicine. We got too many people who are stuck on pharmaceutical medicine that's definitely afraid to come off the pharmaceuticals. So I started with my own family, who was dealing with high blood pressure. They were dealing with heart issues. They were dealing with kidney diseases, all these different things. And they wanted to put them on pharmaceutical medicine. And my state is real big at pharmaceutical. And when we really actually believe in the word of the living God, right? And we understand that pharmaceuticals, root word is pharmakia, which means sorcery, then our brain starts to wake up. And we don't get a lot of individuals who actually read and actually receive what they're reading, nor do they want to do the research. So when your pulpit gets dirty and the people say things and do things that is against what you believe in, but yet at the end of the day, you never built a relationship with the Most High yourself, then you're going to get what you're supposed to get. And I'm not going to be on here long because I know I'm long-winded, but I'm excited, you know, and I don't want to just talk just to talk. I want to talk and give out information, and I want to tear down some walls and pray that even in this relationship that we're building right now, that it can literally go past just this, because my thought process is real big. So I took the mindset of this hustler, and I had to change the language. Because we're good at using the word hustler, but it keeps us in a smaller box versus when we think like an entrepreneur. And we have to have, at a minimum, I tell people at a minimum, 4 streams of income. We get stuck on these jobs. We rely on these jobs. And then when we get fired off these jobs, or we build up that company and that company don't want us no more, our little hearts get broken. Then we want to kill ourselves, or we want to kill them, or we want to get high and we want to fall off. But at the end of the day, when you are a body part and you connect with another body part, staying in your own lane and becoming a master dominator of what it is that God has called you to, then you get to go to the high places. Because as kings and queens, we should never be sitting with chickens. You don't see eagles hanging out with chickens, right? You don't see eagles hanging out with vultures. And when they connect for a lifetime. So I was just thinking about gardening on a whole different scale. And I'm not going to say too much about it because I'm already in it. But a lot of people see gardening as just with dirt. They see it outside. But I'm doing it on a different scale. I'm doing what's called aeroponics.
Okay.
And I love aeroponics, and I do it with cocoa core versus soil. So cocoa core is the hull of the coconut, and I grow my fruits, my vegetables, and all those different things. But even on my land, I have like pears and apples, you know, and walnut trees, which is good for detoxing and healing. So I think that as you continue to expand, that God is going to connect you with more people who are on the holistic side of this journey, because even though there are those who know about the farming, who know about business, they don't realize how important it is for their health. You cannot do this work and not be healthy. You cannot preach these messages and not be healthy. And I'm telling you from example, I was 323 pounds, 324 pounds. And now I'm down to 253, and I wanted to get to 2. And my vision that got me there was because I saw when they had a warning in Hawaii, and they put a little girl in one of those little potholes in the street. And I thought about that, and I thought about people climbing trees with floods and stuff like that. And I said, God, what's going to happen to me if I can't fit that hole? What's going to happen to me if I need to climb that tree? Because a lot of times we think because we get older that we cannot get fit. And that's a lie from the pits of hell. We have to renew our mind. We have to renew our heart. We have to renew our walk. We have to renew our talk on a daily basis. This is not something that you do every now and then. This is something that we need to be doing daily. And we need to make sure we keep malice out of our heart. Yes, we know we're going to go through racism. Yes, we know we're going to have some haters. But yes, we also know there's going to be some people that's going to love us. There's going to be some people that's going to support us. And the wealth of the wicked is actually being transferred. So I don't want to stay on here too long, but I just wanted to share that. And I just wanted to give some people some stuff to think about. I want these women, you know, nothing personal, stop shacking up, get with somebody who's going to go long journey with you, you know, and I know people get mad at me when I say it because they're like, oh, that woman shouldn't be saying, but I'm telling you as a mother of 4 and 7 grandchildren, and I make sure that they understand. They don't see their mom, their father passed away. My kid's father passed away, but they don't see mom shacking up. They don't see mom going to the club. They don't see mom high. They don't see mom out here committing crimes. And when I did it, they still didn't see mom. So at the end of the day, I just think it's a time that we need to wake up. We need to stop saying, oh, that's a house nigga. Oh, that's a field nigga. No, there's some real, you know. And at the end of the day, this is where we are, right?
That's right.
So I want to thank you so much. You know, that gang stalking, you talked about all that. I've experienced it all, you know, and one day I'll be able to chop it up with you about my experience in that. And even my experience, I go through it now, and the discerning of the spirits of people watching me and getting mad at me because I'm taking my authority back and I'm snatching my atmosphere and I'm telling the devil I'm serving you notice, because there's 2 churches that we know for a fact that are to the good. It's the persecuted church and the faithful church. You don't always have to stay persecuted. You can definitely stay faithful. And you're faithful, there's favor all day long, just like it is a persecution. So all this premature death is taking place. It only takes place when you have no discernment. It only takes place when you're not intimate with the Most High. So we're at a place right now. I just pray that people hear what I'm saying, hear what you're saying, hear what all those coming on here saying, and that we're not just having these conversations just running our mouth, but we're actually putting our money where our mouth is and putting it to work, you know. So God bless you and thank you. And congratulations for the expansion of your family. May the Lord continue to bless you, give you wisdom and insight. And I always pray for a hedge of protection to be around you, because you're talking about conversations that we know that you can get killed for. Even though people take it lightly, but that's not true. You can get killed for some of the stuff that you're talking about. I had a Caucasian lady literally tell me to be careful who I share my stuff with, because I'm in a position where they will take my life. This came out the mouth of a white woman. So if she's warning me about that, then how much greater is it out there? And your platform, you're out there, you're just pushing this. So I just pray many blessings around you, and that the angels of the Lord that have been assigned to you bless you and keep you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you dropped a whole lot of knowledge and truth. And it's actually very refreshing to hear you just bring out the fact that we got to die to the flesh daily, and that this is not something that it can happen overnight, but this is something you got to be working on now. And when everybody leaves this particular broadcast, you take this with you every day.
Yes.
I know we talk about linking up and all of that and plugging in and tapping in and networking, but look, you want to be prepared for that by doing things daily. Miss Sabrina talked about gardening, talked about, things that she used to do, putting that away. And congratulations for your transformation, losing weight. And the sisters need to hear, everybody needs to hear that, because in America, they want to keep us compartmentalized, stagnant, bred in circus. And the fact that you have overcame and is still progressing and overcoming, and you're focused and teaching the other sisters and teaching the youth and all of that, and that's a blessing. And you survive the racism of Seattle as well as the drug game there, and you can hear it when you speak that you got the knowledge. And it's a blessing just to touch bases with people who are real and see what's going on in the world and are preparing in the best ways possible. So I respect that, and you can come on anytime.
I just want to say this one thing, because you triggered something. So, and that's the beautiful thing about talking to light. We just keep blowing it up, right?
Yep.
And you said something that I didn't say that I want to say, is that we need to understand this war in the air and on the water.
Yep.
And we need to understand it's symbolic, because we are earth compartments, right? We are vessels created from this earth, and we need our oxygen, we need our elements, we need the fire, we need all of it, right? Mm-hmm. But we're living in a time right now that you have to strategically, and that young man said it earlier, he talked about the water, but having the sense of knowing about oxygenated water and alkaline water and purified water, and how to use your rainwater to the good is so important. And that we have to get away. And I want to say this to the African American community: get out of the materialistic things, baby. Because let me tell you, I've had everything in the world, and now I'm just gutting my house to the bare minimum for the most part. Because what happens when you got to pack up and move? Are you going to have the heart of Lot's wife, and you're going to look back and be stuck because she's still there, right? Yep. She's still there. Or are you going to be one of the ones that fall to the wayside? Do he have to put you in the belly of a beast for you to wake up? Do you have to always come to funerals to get unity? Like, we got to really hear the alarms that are being sounded and stop seeing ourselves as the victim of slavery. And remember, we were kings and queens of colonies before we were anything, and we enslaved our own. So we have to come away from those thought processes and really work this thing out, because, man, we are always going to be a threat. So just think how much greater we become when we are on one accord and get rid of the ones that want to sell us out, because there are sellouts, and it is what it is. But yeah, that's all I want to say.
Oh, bless you. No, yeah. Hey, you cook tonight, and thank you. And you feel free to join anytime. And I'm looking forward to meeting you in person, because that light got to come together. Thank you.
Yes. God bless you, and have a great night.
God bless you. Thank you. Man, she's cooking. She's cooking. She was cooking. That's what we need. We need that energy, man. We need that kind of energy. Because, you can take a lot of what she said and just apply it daily. And I'm telling you, this whole stream and every guest who's joined, y'all been nothing but nothing short of interactive and added to the material. This has a whole lot of playback value for those who, you know, want to rewatch. Look, if you catch this at the end and you just join in the stream, you got to go back from the beginning of this stream. I know it's 3 hours, but you got to watch it all the way through to see how the Holy Spirit moved tonight. You got to watch it all the way through, because when you look, just look at the thumbnail. You seeing what's going on in the world. You got to talk about it, but then you seeing the possibility of what can be, and it's based on what? The people. The kingdom of heaven is with man. It's with us. It's with the people. I mean, this is what it is, and I'm gonna bring. I got another guest on. I know he's been waiting for a while. Mr. Max Aurora 7. What's going on with you, Max? Hold on.
Let me see.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You loud and clear.
Man, I've been waiting forever. But
that's what's up.
I'm gonna make my part short. Basically, I'm coming on here to say, forgive me guys for the face tattoos.
Oh, man, it is what it is, bro.
Basically, so I'm more of a part of the younger community. So I'm 20 years old currently. I currently turned 20 last month. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I'm a part of this movement, a part of the community. You know, I've been here for a while.
For sure.
How I found out about you, New Breed, is through my brother Mark the Messenger. I found out, I was watching him years back, like probably 3 or 4 years back, and like it's been a while. And
but shout out to Mark. Shout out to Mark the Messenger. Shout out to Mark.
Shout out to Mark. Shout out to Mark.
Yeah, shout out to Mark.
But a year into watching him, I found out about you, and I feel like you're more so like just versatile, because Mark he does help people more so about the sin, about getting out of sin and just coming out of sin and ways to battle that and stuff. Not saying you don't talk about those same things, but you're more so about other topics that are more so serious, like coming together and building the farm and United Farm, UP Farms, and just everything like that. Me personally, right now, I have like my own business going on. I have just an LLC established, but I'm kind of, in a sense, lost with it. And I was chopping it up with the other brother, Cowboy, who had joined, and how he was talking about he wanted to get a junkyard going or a scrapyard going.
Right.
Me, myself, I want to be able to help and be able to do some kind of something, because really, I've been looking into it for a while. I've been trying to get into it for a while, but there's nothing I feel like I can bring to the table other than the fact of the things that I know and just the results that I really have, which is my business, and
so
knowing how to open it.
What kind of business you got, brother?
Well, it's really my vision going into my business was clothing. It was about clothing, but I didn't want to make it about that. I don't want to make it about that, because even like my family member, like I have an uncle who he has his own business, and it's trucking. And he was telling me, like, get into trucking. And I had a friend that I met that was from India when I was staying in my car homeless. He was telling me also, get into trucking. And just now, like, I feel like this is another, from the Holy Spirit, from God,
right.
telling me, the guy Cowboy in the chat, when he talked about what he talked about, he mentioned something about trucking. We should get like a space,
and you know what?
Basically, transport the goods and transport everything.
And listen, brother, I hear you, and I hear that you trying to figure some things out, and you trying to piece together what direction to go with an entrepreneurial mindset. And what it's doing for me right now is I'm thinking about some of the things that we had in place. And if you with Desire, if you're watching right now, we need to that Junior Lions Den. We need to bring that back, because we had CJ Matthews. Y'all see him in the chat all the time. CJ Matthews was in charge of the business aspect, and brothers such as yourself, that would be a good brother to talk to. And this is why I'm really big on us linking up in person. It may cost you a little bit to travel or get, book a room, do it, those type of things. But I want you brothers and sisters to know it's an investment, because you're going to be around loads of knowledge. loads of wisdom. And it's going to be,
And the
and I'm gonna
last
tell you,
time you
I'm gonna
had
tell
one
you,
of those, I
hold
was
on,
trying to go,
let me
but I
say this,
couldn't.
brother. Hold on, let me say this.
Sorry
It's
for interrupting.
okay. It's value in that. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's value in being around knowledgeable people. It's value in having that type of counsel. And so that, because I would tell you, Max, show up to an event. I guarantee you show up to an event. I can see how you trying to piece things together, what direction you want to go. You show up to an event, you chop it up with some of the brothers. I guarantee you're gonna have some plans laid out. I mean, it's gonna be laid out for you. That direction through the Holy Spirit is gonna come to the point where it ain't even gonna be you trying to figure out how I'm gonna go this direction, truck and cloak. It ain't gonna be like that. You're gonna have a clear cut view at what you're gonna do. I'm telling you. So just stay linked in, brother. Stay plugged in, and we definitely gonna build. We definitely gonna build. But
Okay. Yeah,
if it's
because I
anything
didn't
else you
really
want to
have much
add,
to talk about, but
yeah,
sorry for interrupting you, Bree. Once
no
again, I
problem.
didn't have much to come
Yeah.
on here to talk about, but other than that, yeah, man, I just want to thank you for letting me on. God
Sure,
bless you, New Breed. I'm making sure I'm
absolutely.
praying for you for the background, and I'm making sure that I'm trying to do like my own work here. I've been going through a lot of spiritual warfare myself in my personal life. I mean, I can obviously see, you guys can tell by my face, but that has nothing to do with like the
Right,
work that I
brother.
can put in and the things that I'm
Right.
able to do.
Hey, bro, we ain't
So
judging. We're not judging you, bro. It's people. Hey, we all coming from all walks of life and everything. Let me ask you, what city you in? What state you in?
currently I'm in California. I'm in Los Angeles right now, Culver
Okay.
City area. So
Okay. That's what's
um,
up. Hey,
it's not bad out here. It's not bad, but I just
okay.
don't like the city lifestyle for myself. But
Got you. Got you. Well, thank you for joining, brother. Feel free to join anytime, man. It's good building with you.
thank you, New Breed.
For
I'm
sure.
gonna make sure to stay in contact. Also, I don't know if I should email you or what I should do to get in contact with you personally. But
Instagram. My Instagram, if you look down there, share it right there. That's the thing I would most likely respond to. I also have an email address, and that's normally listed in the description box. But those are the two ways of reaching out to me. And on newbreed.love, there is a chat box that you can
yeah, I
speak
plan on
through.
getting some merch too. I need to get me
Yes,
some
yes,
merch.
yes. And let me say this: speaking of the merch, if anybody's clothing has been on hold, go in and change. Make sure your address is right. All right. Anybody who's ordered something and you like, why is it taking so long? They will keep it on hold until your address is right. So double check, get back on there, double check, and make sure everything is right. Anybody who's going through that, I learned that a couple days ago. All right.
So
But
really,
thank you.
also, yeah, it's the just young entrepreneur guys like me. We really need also to put more into this stuff. Like I feel like the younger community, people who can do stuff like us, we're
Yeah.
just sitting back and really watching. And we need to get out there. Like you said, I need to get out there with other people so then I can like
Yes, sir. Yeah,
bump
you're gonna
heads.
get out there, and then you're gonna be around the council of some real wise brothers, wise sisters, and it's gonna be life changing. There's some brothers that came through. Some aunties and grandmas brought their sons, and it's a life change. It's a life changing experience because you got to think of it like this: it's a lot of entrepreneurial brothers coming together, a lot of sisters coming together who either are successful business owners or they on the right path of that. So that'll be the people you want to link in with, quality people for
Most
sure.
definitely.
But
With that
absolutely,
being
thank you.
said, though,
Yep,
thank you, New Breed.
for
Man, you have a
sure.
good one. Shalom, man.
Absolutely. Shalom, peace, brother, peace. Yes,
Peace and
sir.
blessings.
Yep. Let's see. Okay, my bad. I stopped my cam. But yeah, man, as y'all can see, man, we built for 3 hours straight, chopped it up. It was time to do that. Maybe once a week, I just really chop it up and share that link. And we can iron sharpen iron after a lesson. And we do what we do. 1 Samuel 16:7, for the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. That's right. Everybody coming from all walks of life out here. You understand? Brothers and sisters alike. But it's been a blessing building with y'all, man. Y'all want to support my work because you like my content. Feel free to support via Cash App, Super Chats. You know, that's just for the work because you never know. I never know what's going to be monetized on the channel. And of course, this is my job. This is my work as well as my passion. And so your contributions are appreciated for what is done over here. If it pours into you and you want to pour back in, it's appreciated. But I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of the brothers and sisters. I'm looking forward to chopping it up with y'all. More material coming. Y'all be safe. Have a blessed evening. Shalom. Peace.